whatever. We live our life. So we should have done a 1 week in between instead of 2 our episodes. But we live our life on the edge.
We do whatever the hell we want.
On the edge, we live our life.
On the edge of glory, like Lady Gaga.
And now we're gonna get demonetized.
Oh yeah, because that was spot on.
It was perfect key, perfect pitch, everything.
Pitch perfect.
Pitch perfect.
Speaking of movies, welcome back to the Real Duo Podcast, the most mediocre podcast on the entire internet. I'm one of your hosts, Wade.
I'm another host, Devin.
If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. I usually don't say that, but I'm starting to put out other content. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you don't, then fuck you. I don't care.
You can't say that, Wade.
I can say whatever I want. It's my channel.
I mean, that's true. And people can do what they want. They can dislike your
Exactly,
video.
they can. Yeah,
they'll dislike your video if they don't like it. So.
That's fine. I don't care. What have you been watching this week, Devin?
You're going to be so proud of me, Wade. So proud of me.
Am I?
I started The Boys. I started watching.
Oh, shit.
3 episodes in.
Because I know you're like an asshole. You're like, oh, I'm going to wait till the show's done in like 6 years, and then I'm going to watch it. 3
episodes in. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. It's been pretty freaking good. I got busy doing other stuff, though, so I haven't been able to watch in the past couple of days.
How was your reaction to what happened in the first episode?
Dude, I was just kind of like, you know, this is okay. Like, there's nothing like crazy happening so far. And then that happens. I was like, wait a minute.
I think that's the point that everyone was like, okay, this is all right. What the fuck?
I was like, did that actually just happen, or was that like a mental thing, or like what?
Yeah, because it's like they're talking and then it just happens.
Yeah,
like wait a minute, what?
I was just, and then when like they just kept going, I was like, so that actually happened.
Yeah,
I was blown. My mind was
awesome.
All over the wall. I was blown. I like it so far. I'm digging it. It does feel like it leans a lot towards DC superheroes. I don't know if that's intentional.
It's very much making fun of the Justice League and everything.
Yeah. I don't know if
they make fun of Marvel a lot more in season 2.
Oh, that's good. I need both. I need to make fun of both.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
It's mostly DC and like the DCEU and stuff they make fun of, but at some point, I don't know if Seth Rogen has showed up in the episodes yet, but at one point he has a brief cameo. He's just like, "Oh, the Vought cinematic universe," and they're like clearly making fun of Marvel and everything.
No, I haven't got to Seth Rogen yet. No, I think the point I just saw was the race between the 2 speedster guys.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the last thing I saw. So. But
I'm
digging it.
Enjoying it.
I'm digging it. And then the other thing I watched Loki this week. First episode came out.
We will talk about that.
We will.
In the MC review segment.
But other than that, there's nothing else I want to mention that I watched.
Holy shit.
What did you watch?
I watched a lot of stuff, as I normally do. I watched 2 Jim Carrey movies.
Ace Ventura 1 and 2?
No. 2 that I haven't seen previously. One was Earth Girls Are Easy. And this might be one of the weirdest fucking movies that I think I've ever seen. Because it's sort of it reminded me a lot of Swiss Army Man, where it just would like every now and then they would just like break out in a song and there'd just be like this weird like music number. And it's like, this isn't a musical. So like what the fuck is happening? And the songs didn't have any like meaning or purpose to the story. There's one of them that just happens and you're like, is that real? Did I just like have a fever dream? Like what the fuck? And then like Jeff Goldblum's in it also, but he's not like, this isn't like prime Jeff Goldblum where he's like, oh, I'm Jeff Goldblum. He's very like subdued and like, hey, I'm Jeff Goldblum. I'm very cool. And Jim Carrey's like hamming it up and they play like aliens who come to Earth and they like want to bang women. It's really odd.
I mean, it's the title alone sounds bizarre.
It's very weird, but there's a lot of like surreal things in it. It's like if David Lynch made like a horny teen movie. Ew. It's very like, it's so weird because the whole time it's just like it's a bunch of hot young people wanting to fuck each other, but then there's like weird like surreal images and like some like pretty like good looking cinematography, and I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? It's such a fucking bizarre movie.
Yeah, that's It sounds weird.
So weird. And it's one of those movies you watch and you're like, was that good? Like, I don't know if this was a good movie.
I hate those movies. That's what happened with Swiss Army Man with me. I was like, no, it wasn't that. Was it
Fuck
good? Fuck
you. Swiss Army Man is great.
It wasn't that. Was it good? It was just like, what did it mean?
Yeah, it's just like, what is this?
That's how I felt when I watched Swiss Army. I was like, what does it mean? I still don't know what it means to this day. I watched that movie like 3 times.
It means whatever you want it to mean, really.
Guess everybody should watch Swiss Army Man at least.
Swiss Army Man is incredible. It'll change your life.
I want my dad to watch it just so I can see his reaction to the first scene.
Oh, dude, your dad. Oh man, I feel like your dad would love it.
I think he would either love it or he would absolutely hate it.
Or he'd turn it off immediately once he saw the compass boner.
Yeah,
he'd be like, no, fuck this.
Or he'd think it's the funniest thing ever. One or the other. I don't know which one it would be.
I don't know. That's the thing. He's either going to fucking despise it or he's going to think it's the greatest thing to ever be made by anybody ever.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What else have you been watching?
The other Jim Carrey movie I watched, The Majestic.
Is that a VHS?
It is, yeah. I bought it on VHS because it was like $1.
Gosh.
So I just bought it.
Look at this old timer with VHS.
Yeah. It's actually like it looked pretty good on my TV. It wasn't terrible. So I'd say it's a good movie, but it's a highly flawed movie, I'd say. Like it's not it has potential to be great, but there's just a lot going on, and it felt like they had 2 different ideas for 2 different movies, and then they kind of just like put them together. And I was like, that's not like focus on, because either one of the stories is interesting enough on its own. So it's like you don't have to like merge them together, like just make them like separate things.
It's like the guy who's like, you know what? I might only get to make 1 movie in my life, so I'm gonna do both my ideas.
Put both of these fucking ideas together. Because at one point you get so invested in like one of the plots that towards the end of the third act, or towards the beginning of the third act, the first plot comes back, and you're like, oh, that's what the fucking movie's about. And now I'm pulled out of this thing, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, oh yeah, that the movie was about that.
But it's directed by Frank Darabont, who directed The Mist and Shawshank and The Green Mile. So it is a very well directed movie.
I was gonna say, is this before all those movies?
I couldn't tell you. Well, actually, no. I think this is
it's
2001. So I think this is after all of them.
I was gonna say it's that he's pulled Spielberg. He's like, I've lost my touch.
Sort of. Frank Darabont's made a lot of shit, but Jim Carrey is. It fucking sucks that nobody gives a shit about Jim Carrey's serious movies, because he is phenomenal in this fucking movie. He is so fucking good.
Everybody wants the goofy Jim Carrey. Nobody wants
those Jim people. He's so natural, and he's so like you can't not like his character in the movie, and it's because of him. His performance is so great, and it's kind of a performance piece type of movie. It's one of those movies you sit down and you watch on a Sunday. And you're like, yeah, it's got some problems, but like Jim Carrey was fucking great in it, and Martin Landau's great in it, and they have there's a point in it where it's like they're restoring this old like movie theater, and I'm like, man, I want to fucking do that when I'm old. That's like my dream job. I just want to like go to a small town and just like restore an old movie theater and play some old fucking movies.
I think the only Jim Carrey movie I've seen that isn't like a true like that's a comedy is I think The Truman Show. I think it's the only one.
That's the only serious Jim Carrey movie everyone's seen. It's a good movie, and I love Truman Show, but like he's made so many other great movies that no one gives a fuck about because he's not playing Lloyd Christmas.
I had never even heard of these 2 movies until you just brought it up. So.
Watch The Majestic. Don't watch Earth Girls Are Easy unless you want some weird shit. Unless you want to smoke weed beforehand. Since
you just said that, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna watch the other one.
Oh, you cocksucker! You would. I would recommend The Majestic and be like, don't watch Earth Girls Are Easy. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Earth Girls Are Easy. And then you watch and you go, what the fuck was that?
Why would you tell me
to waste your time on it?
I'd be like, why'd you tell me to watch it, Wade? And then be like, I didn't tell you to watch it.
Didn't. I also watched a movie called Monkey Shines.
I thought you were about to say Monkey Bones.
Monkey Bone. Have you seen Monkey Bone?
I have.
I have not seen that movie since I was a fucking kid.
I think that scarred me for life. I think that movie scarred me for life.
Because I remember Monkey Bone being fucking awesome. I haven't seen it in years.
I don't remember it being awesome.
You can eat a dick. But this was Monkey Shines. This is a very bizarre movie. This is made by George A. Romero, who did the Night of the Living Dead movies. It's about a movie about a guy who's a quadriplegic, and his friend, he's got like a scientist friend, and his scientist friend has been experimenting on this monkey, and he kind of gives him this like service monkey.
I like how you just said that like it was the normal thing. He's just been experimenting on this monkey.
I mean, yeah, it's the 80s. But like he gives him like the service monkey to like help him out and do stuff around the house, and then the monkey starts killing people. And then like him and the monkey start to have this weird like psychic bond that's never explained, to where it's like he's kind of like telling her what to do like through his mind, but it's never explained like why that happened. It's a very bizarre movie.
All right.
It's very well acted, and there's actually some parts of it that are like really good, and it feels like a lot of it was cut out because I think originally it was supposed to be like 3 hours or something. So maybe that explains some of the weird shit in it, but it's a very bizarre movie.
I don't know, but it just sounds bizarre. You explain it.
It's very bizarre.
The monkey with telepathic powers. Just deal with it.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, all right, I guess that's the thing that's happening now.
Just deal with it and just roll with it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that like I kind of wish we had more movies like this nowadays, where it's kind of like just things happen and you just got to deal with it. Like that's kind of fun to just, all right, that's happening now. Like, okay.
I mean, movies take themselves very seriously nowadays, so that would never happen.
Yeah, or they try to and they fail.
Yeah. Speaking
of movies that take themselves very seriously, I watched Reign of Fire, and I messaged you about this.
Yeah, you
I
did.
Feel like
you
love this movie.
You're like, you need to watch this. This is amazing.
You would fucking love this movie. It's Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale fighting dragons in a post-apocalyptic future.
I mean, that sounds like it's interesting as fuck, but like,
and it's not like the Meg type of thing where it's like all goofy and it's like over the top or whatever. It's actually like plays it pretty serious and pretty straight, except for Matthew McConaughey. He's hamming it up the whole time, but he's having fun and he seems like he enjoys playing.
It's an epic. It's not a movie. It's an epic.
Yeah, kind of. But it's a really, I was surprised at like how good it was, and the CG dragons in it for a movie that came out like 21 years ago. CG dragons actually like look really good. Like, it still holds up pretty well.
I mean, that's around the time Lord of the Rings came out, didn't it? So
yeah, but this didn't have the budget of Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
This was some weird bullshit movie.
I may watch it just because of Matthew McConaughey. I love Matthew McConaughey.
He's great in it. And towards the end, he goes full just like batshit insane towards the end. And his death is kind of hilarious. But
he's one of those few actors that I'm like, I'll just go see a movie just because he's in it. I don't know why. I just like Matthew.
I like Matthew McConaughey.
Like that was one of the reasons like I wanted to go see what was that movie that they were like in cars? It was recently. Fuck, what was that movie?
Cars.
They were not cars, but like they were race drivers. They were race car drivers or whatever.
You're talking about Ford versus Ferrari?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I saw that movie.
Because Christian Bale.
No, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey's not in that movie.
No, he was in that movie, wasn't he?
It was Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
But wasn't he a side character?
No, he was not in that movie at all, Devin. You're thinking of John Bernthal.
Oh, I was thinking John. I like John Bernthal too.
I like John Bernthal also. He's a completely different human being.
I realized that, Wade. Matthew McConaughey's a weird, goofy person. John Bernthal is like a serious person. So
John Bernthal takes himself very seriously.
He does. Which
Matthew
he should.
McConaughey's like, whatever, I don't care.
John Bernthal's a scary person. He should take himself
seriously. He's a very scary dude.
He's amazing in Wolf of Wall Street. He is in that movie. And so is Matthew McConaughey.
Fucking A. I every time I watch Wolf of Wall Street, I'm like, oh shit. I always forget that John Bernthal's in that movie.
He is.
And he's very good in it.
He is very good. He's not in it very long, but he's very good.
He's got a very small part, but he's really good in it.
We went a little off topic there.
I don't give a shit.
What else? Anything else you want to mention?
I watched Soul Men, the final film from one Mr. Bernie Mac.
Oh, I have some news on Bernie Mac later. So.
Oh shit, is he alive?
I wish, because that'd be amazing.
I love Bernie Mac. It's Soul Man was pretty fun. It's not like a great film. Like, don't go in expecting like art. But it's Sam Jackson and Bernie Mac. They're like,
that sounds amazing on its own.
They used to be like a part of like a trio, like a Temptations type of thing, and then they all kind of like broke apart. And they're all like, the lead of their like band like died, and so now Bernie Mac is going to Sam Jackson and being like, hey, let's do like a reunion tour. They're gonna pay us to do this thing, and Sam Jackson's like, fuck you, I don't want anything to do with you. Fuck off. And they're just like old grumpy men, and they're like it's like this really fun like road trip movie. But they have great chemistry together, and they're really funny in it.
I mean, they seem like they probably have great chemistry in real life also. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was really sad at the end because they kind of give like a little tribute to Bernie Mac at the end of it. And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Wow.
I remember when Bernie Mac died, and it was really sad.
I don't remember him. I mean, I know he's dead, but I don't remember him dying. I don't remember it being
I
like a
remember
big thing for me.
It wasn't like huge for a while. They talked about it for like a couple days, and they got over it. But I remember when he died because I like Bernie Mac.
That was a different time in social media, though.
It was.
I think if it happened nowadays, it'd be everywhere.
Oh yeah, Bernie Mac was a fucking legend, dude.
Exactly.
He was one of the original kings of comedy. All right.
Exactly. Anything else you want to mention that you've seen?
That's all I can remember that I watched. I want to watch In the Heights because that came out, I think, yesterday. It's on HBO Max. I want to watch that. I'll probably watch that this weekend.
I was going to say you can talk about it next podcast. So.
It's a musical about Mexicans.
All right. That was Wade's summary of that movie. There you go.
That's what I got from the trailer.
Ready to get into the news because we got quite a bit of it.
We got to get into the fucking MC review.
Oh, we're doing that now? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We always do that after the fucking movie talk.
How can we talk about this since you haven't seen it?
You can talk about it.
You just want me to talk about it?
Let's talk about it. Did you like it? Was it good? Well, like, fuck you. Talk about it.
I have changed my mind because I watched it again today with Dylan because Dylan hadn't seen it. I've changed my mind from it being good to I thought the first episode was great. I'm changing from good to great. I think it was fantastic. I think it plays into Loki's character so well. So freaking well. And I think it does a deeper dive into Loki that we haven't seen before. I think it's so good. So good. I know you haven't
hearing a lot of good things about it.
I kind of want you to watch it, but I'm not going to press you because I feel like if I pressure you, you're not going to watch it.
So no, the more you tell me to watch it, the less I'm going to.
So I'm just going to leave it alone.
I just don't. It's not even like I'm not even like doing it out of spite. I just don't care about Loki. Like
it's not even about that. Though.
It's called Loki.
I know, but the reason that it's good isn't just. I mean, look, Tom Hiddleston is knocking it out of the park as Loki.
Well, yeah,
he always
been playing this character for 10 years. He fucking better.
But it's the other things going on that makes it so interesting in that show. The TVA stuff, the time travel stuff, the villain, who I don't know if this is gonna be the villain or not. I mean, they could pull the rug out from us.
It's like I think I know who you're talking about, where it's like the devil or something. It's like hinted at that it's Mephisto, but it could be Loki
it's
also.
Not,
like
I don't think it is Mephisto. I think they did throw up a picture of a guy who looked like Mephisto in there, and I think it was a joke towards WandaVision. I think that's what it was.
It might have been. I heard a theory though that some people were saying like, what if Loki is the MCU version of Mephisto? And I'm like, that's actually pretty cool.
Well, you haven't watched the episode, but all right. Well, this is spoilers for people who haven't watched it. So
spoilers.
You don't want to know spoilers from here on out. The very end of the episode, they say, well, Owen Wilson, throughout the whole episode, he's like hunting down a variant, and variants are people that disrupt the timeline, aka Loki and Endgame. Him leaving with the Tesseract, he disrupted the timeline, so he became a variant. That's what they call variants. And Owen Wilson's job is to hunt down dangerous variants, which Loki is not. Not the Endgame Loki is not. But he's telling Loki, he's like,
yeah, that makes sense.
He's like, you're not dangerous to me. Like, there's more dangerous people out there. But he tells Loki that the dangerous variant that he's hunting down is another version of Loki. So that might be interesting as a villain to have Loki versus Loki.
Like Loki if he was like a real villain.
Yeah, basically. And they explain that there's these three entities that created the sacred timeline. That's what they call it, which is the main MCU timeline. And whenever something happens just to disrupt that timeline, they come in and change it so that it doesn't happen. And Loki's like, well, the Avengers went back in time and changed a bunch of stuff, so why aren't they in trouble? And they're like, that was supposed to happen. I'm like, okay, I didn't know.
That's kind of I don't really like that. I always think that where it's like, oh well, that was just supposed to happen because it happened.
And they were like, but you leaving with the test,
sure.
you leaving with the Tesseract wasn't supposed to happen. And then
sure, like, but if the Avengers going back in time was supposed to happen, that implies that everything in the time travel shit that happened was meant to happen, which means that Loki taking the Tesseract was also meant to happen. Because that would have happened regardless.
But it wasn't supposed to happen. So
that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Also, when they take a variant from a timeline, they have this thing, they have a little like device and they reset the timeline. I have no idea what that means. We didn't get to see what happens when they press that button. It might destroy that entire universe because my theory is that these three entities that created this sacred timeline, they're a bunch of bullshit. They don't exist. That's my theory. My theory is that it's Kang who's going around and like making the MCU timeline the perfect timeline for him, and all these other timelines that are creating multiverses that might rival his, he's like destroying. So anytime a timeline changes and creates a multiverse branch that might disrupt his, he goes and destroys it. And I think the TVA are all variants that got their mind wipes and working for Kang, and they don't know it.
It's very possible that they're probably bad guys.
I don't think they think they're bad guys.
Well, yeah, they probably don't know it, but
I think that they're working for Kang without knowing it. But I have no idea. So
does Owen Wilson say "wow" at all?
He does not. Not in this.
Fuck
episode.
This show, man.
And
how does this show start? Does it start with the scene in Endgame?
Yeah, basically.
It starts with that same scene of him.
It starts from the point where Loki changes into Steve Rogers and he's like, "I'm going down for search and rescue" or whatever.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it starts from right there. It goes a little quicker than what it does in Endgame. Like they cut some stuff out.
Okay.
But they go from that point on and show what happens. And then he, like, when he leaves with the Tesseract, he gets shot into the Gobi Desert, and he kind of looks like Iron Man in the first Iron Man. He's like sitting in the dust and he's pulling stuff off of him. And then the TVA shows up right there, and they're like, "You disrupted the timeline. You got to come with us." And that's how the show starts. But I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, so this is one of the best things about this show, I think, that they did for Loki, is that he has the Tesseract still because he brought it with him to the TVA. And they take it from him and they're like, "This is evidence." And he escapes in the middle of the episode. And he finds the guy who has the Tesseract. He's like, "I need the Tesseract back. Give it to me." And he opens this drawer and he gives it to him. And Loki's looking in this drawer and there's like,
I've seen this. Yeah.
There's like 100 Infinity Stones in there or something. And he's like, why do you have these? And he's like, "We have a bunch of them. They're just paperweights to us."
Yeah, I've heard about that. If I saw that in the episode, I would have hated that. I think that's a stupid joke.
No, it's not a joke.
That is a joke.
No, it's not, because it breaks Loki's ideologies so well.
But it also means that the entire saga, the last 10 years of the MCU, we were building up that these fucking things like meant something. It's like, oh, they're just these little fucking paperweights. They don't matter anymore.
They do. This is in the comics as well. They don't work outside of their universe. Outside of their universe, they don't work, which makes sense because the TVA doesn't exist in the MCU universe.
Where do they exist?
Somewhere outside of it. They're outside of the timeline looking in.
That doesn't make any sense.
So the Infinity Stones,
but they have to be
work
somewhere in a timeline.
No, they just pop up wherever they need to.
Like floating out in space.
They just pop up wherever they need to in the timeline. Like Owen Wilson was in the 1500s when we first saw him in the episode.
But at that point, if he's in the 1500s, he's in a timeline then.
But like, I think it breaks his ideology so much because Loki's whole thing is he wants to be the most powerful being he can be. And he's sitting there, he's like, these people have all these Infinity Stones and they mean nothing to him. So that means that these people are probably the most powerful entities that he knows of, besides Thanos and his universe.
At that moment, yeah.
So I think that is perfect for Loki and why he kind of trusts them a little bit, because he maybe wants to try to gain their power. It makes sense to me. So
yeah, I mean, I've heard that it does kind of like go into Loki a little bit more as like a character or whatever. I just think it's like Loki was never like interesting to me. I just don't care about Loki.
The whole first episode, Owen Wilson is trying to figure out with Loki. He's like, "Why do you kill people? Like, why do you kill people?"
Because he's a little whiny bitch.
But Loki explains it so well that the whole reason he does it is to incite fear, because weaker people need to incite fear to seem powerful. And that's what he said. And I like that, because it's like Loki just explained that he knows that he's not a powerful person and he's inciting fear to look powerful.
Well, yeah, like he knows he's not powerful, and also every time he ever tries to do anything powerful, he gets shut down.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, that makes sense.
So he explains, like, I kill people so that I can incite fear to seem powerful.
Well, stop it, Loki, because it didn't work.
And it also did confirm Loki's death in Infinity War is his death. Like, that's where he's meant to die every time in every universe and every timeline. This is the one time where it didn't happen.
Until they feel the need to retcon that and bring him back. Because they have the power to do that. They can do that.
They can't. I don't think they will, though. I think this Loki may stay alive, but he won't become a part of the MCU anymore. He'll just stay in the TVA and maybe help them out or whatever.
Is that meant to happen?
It might be.
Won't that break that timeline?
It might be a loop where he becomes the villain Loki that we see already. A weird loop that happens. But
wouldn't that fuck with that other timeline?
They already destroyed that timeline with whatever that little device was.
Oh, so that timeline's fucked.
The in-game timeline we saw, they reset it at the very beginning of the episode. But we don't know if that destroys that timeline or if it just resets the timeline. I don't know which one it does.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah, I know. We don't have all the answers yet.
Fucking hate time travel.
But they name dropped multiversal wars in the very beginning of the episode, and I'm like, I feel like this is going towards
the
multiverse.
Fucking thing also.
A multiverse wars? I don't know.
Is that going to be another movie at some point?
I don't know. But I think that's hinting towards the multiverse crashing even more if WandaVision didn't already start it. I think Loki's going to continue it type thing. So
I feel like WandaVision didn't really do much with the multiverse.
They didn't. But
this
I think
will probably be the start of it, really.
I have some news that might shed some light on this later. Shit. But I think WandaVision might play into it more than we think. So
it's very possible.
But that's my review for Loki. I think it's really good. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend.
I've heard that it's like it's very kind of like Twilight Zone-y, where like it feels
it
like
really
this, like sci-fi thing. I've heard good things about it. I don't want if by the end of it I hear that it's like consistently good and they've like nailed the finale, maybe I'll check it out. I don't want to get invested in the show and then they fuck up another finale. I don't like. I mean, if it's good, like as a whole, I might check it out at some point. But I'm not at this current point. I'm just not. I just don't really give a shit.
It's only an hour out of your week.
Like, that's fine, but
like, it's not
say
like
that about
anything
anything ever.
It's not anything crazy though. So
that's fine. I'm not worried about the time. I'm just like, I just don't.
I'm just saying.
It's not invested in.
If you got a spare hour, you might as well just watch it.
I mean, that's not a reason to watch anything.
It is a reason to watch anything.
No, it isn't. Just watch it just cause. Like that's not a reason to watch it.
You know what? I got some time. I've heard this is good. I'm gonna watch it. So
I gotta be invested in it a little bit.
I feel like you are invested in Loki though. You've seen.
I don't care about Loki at all.
I'm just saying.
Loki's a shit character.
It's not. The show isn't 100% about him. I mean, it is.
It should be called Loki then.
It is about him, but it's also about the other stuff happening, which makes it interesting.
I've heard Owen Wilson is great, so I might just watch it because of him.
Owen Wilson is pretty good at it. So there's a guy in it. I think his name's Casey, and he's pretty good in it too because he doesn't
like Asian guy or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't know what a fish is. And it's pretty funny.
Of course, I'm sure they have that classic Marvel humor, which is like, "What's a fish? I don't know," and then they explain what a fish is.
No, Loki threatens to gut him like a fish, and he said, "What's a fish?" And then Loki was like, "How do you not know what a fish is?" He's like, "I've lived in the TVA forever," and he's like, "Well, it's gonna be a painful death," and that's all they do with it. So
I can see that working.
So it was pretty. The first episode was pretty good.
I like Tom Hiddleston as an actor, and I'm sure he fucking knocks it out of the park.
We'll see how the second
I'll wait
episode
until
goes.
It's finished. And if I continuously hear good things about it, I might check it out. But Hawkeye, I'm still not watching Hawkeye. Fuck that shit.
Still, you haven't seen a trailer for that. How are you supposed to know if it's good or not?
It's Hawkeye. And it sounds like it's not even really about Hawkeye. So it's like, why even put him in this fucking show?
Again, you haven't seen a trailer. It could be the best thing ever, but you don't know.
You could say that about anything, though.
Exactly. So,
but that's not a reason to watch something.
No, I'm just saying, if you I understand seeing a trailer and being like, that's not for me, but you haven't even seen a trailer for Hawkeye.
No, I mean, I'll watch the trailer when it comes out, but
But you can't say Hawkeye right now that you're not going to watch it if you haven't seen the trailer.
As of right now, I'm not going to watch it because I haven't seen anything from it.
I mean, I can say that about
interested
anything.
in it.
I can say that about anything.
Yeah, you have the right to say that.
I'm not going to watch it because I have no interest in it. Because I know nothing about it.
I have no interest in it currently. That's a valid excuse.
Still, I think
they haven't done anything to get me interested in it yet.
I think you should just say you don't know if you're interested in it yet because you don't know anything about it. So
I mean, if it's about Hawkeye, then
there's nothing wrong with Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's just
he has interesting stories in the comics that they could adapt.
Cool. They've had 10 years to like do any of those, and they haven't. Because this isn't like about that. This is about Kate Bishop like coming up and her doing a thing. So it's like it's kind of the end of his character. So they're not going to do any of those interesting stories.
They might. You never know.
They'll do at least one, maybe.
They could do a random what if episode about old man Hawkeye. I don't know.
Well, what if? I'm excited for what if.
That's the next show.
I'll watch that episode. If they do something like that, but that's a different show. That whole show isn't about Hawkeye.
That's the next show after Loki. So
I'm excited for what if.
So, all right, you ready to get into the movie news? Though?
Movie news.
I got a little bit of movie news.
What is your movie news?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah. If you want to go first.
We'll start with the Bernie Mac news that we had because we were talking about that. We are officially getting a Bernie Mac biopic. I don't know if you've heard about this. Yep, we're getting a Bernie Mac biopic.
Oh shit!
Yeah, how do you feel about this?
What's it called? Is there a
title? I don't know. There's no title. They haven't casted anybody. They just said it's happening.
Son of a bitch.
Who do you want in it?
I honestly don't know. Bernie Mac's one of those people that's like, he was so like unique and original that like I can't see anybody like trying to be Bernie Mac, because like him as like a person, just like the way he talked and like his delivery of things, like you can't like replicate that in a genuine way. It's like you honestly just need to like get a time machine and just get Bernie Mac.
Is there anybody though that you they wouldn't probably nail Bernie Mac, but you just like to see them represent Bernie Mac? Anybody like that? Like a Will Smith or something like that?
Fuck you, no. I don't want Will Smith trying to imitate Bernie Mac. That'd be awful.
It would be, but I just threw a name out.
I don't know. I'd be fine with like a no name. If there's like there's got to be some no name actor out there who could like just fucking knock it out of the park. Because I think if you get a celebrity to do it, I think it'll be like, oh, it's just Jamie Foxx pretending to be Bernie Mac. I think you need to kind of like, with a lot of these biopics, you kind of need to remove the name of the celebrity with who they're playing. It's like when Chadwick Boseman played James Brown, he wasn't Chadwick Boseman then. Like he wasn't Black Panther at that point. But then when he did Marshall, it was like, oh, you're just Black Panther. Like,
yeah,
you're like, we know you now.
I see what you're saying.
You kind of have to get like someone who's not super famous. I don't want like a Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is already playing Mike Tyson. I don't want him fucking touching this shit.
So yeah, we're getting a Bernie Mac biopic. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't even know what they're gonna talk about a lot in there. I guess just his career.
He's had an interesting life. I'm sure they'll touch on his career at some point too.
I'm sure they will. So yeah,
it'll be one of those movies that's like the making of the Bernie Mac show, but it's like a fictionalized version of it.
Maybe. I don't think I'd want that necessarily, though.
I don't think there was that much drama behind that show.
Maybe there was. Maybe there was a ton of drama. I don't know.
Maybe Bernie Mac was constantly just yelling at those fucking kids.
He was just he's not a terrible person. He was just very strict.
He was just annoyed. He's like,
just
annoyed. Kids.
God, I hate these people.
I'd be fine with that.
I got some Kevin Bacon news. Again, it's 2 weeks in.
I think I've heard this.
You may have.
I think.
Kevin Bacon will be the villain for the Toxic Avenger reboot. So I haven't seen the Toxic.
No, I haven't heard this.
I haven't seen the Toxic Avenger. I don't even know what it is, but
the Toxic Avenger is, you wouldn't like it. It's like a shitty B movie. It's like don't take it seriously. None of the Toxic Avenger movies matter, and they're just Trauma. The studio behind it, they've been known for just making like shitty B movies. Like that's the thing. I don't understand why the Toxic Avenger is getting a reboot.
It's getting a reboot, and Kevin Bacon is the villain. So.
Like, okay, cool.
He's following his footsteps from X-Men and just.
So didn't he fucking say that he was trying to get back into the Tremors franchise? Now he's the villain in Toxic Avenger. What the fuck, Kevin Bacon?
Did. To our last podcast, we talked about Kevin Bacon trying to get back into Tremors.
He can't get in the Tremors franchise, but Toxic Avenger's like, all right, come in.
Maybe the Tremors people don't want him back. Maybe that's what it is.
Get the fuck out of here, Kevin.
But they also put him in the show, so I don't get
that's
that.
Weird.
I don't get that at all. I got some Lord of the Rings stuff.
I also have some Lord of the Rings stuff.
I have no idea what this means, so you could talk about this more than anything. But we're getting a Lord of the Rings animated prequel called The War of Rohirrim.
I have no idea what the hell that title is.
And it's also going to be in theaters, like officially. So it's what is this about? I have no idea.
It's a prequel.
About what though?
Some war. I don't know what Rohirrim is. Whatever the hell, Romeo and Juliet. I don't know what the hell that
I don't know either,
because I'm not into.
I'm guessing. Is this before The Hobbit? I'm guessing.
This is before. They said it was 250 years before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I would also assume The Hobbit. I don't remember when The Hobbit takes place. It's young Bilbo, but hobbits are like 1,000,000 years old, so I don't fucking know. I would assume it's probably before The Hobbit also.
Does this interest you at all? An animated prequel?
Mean, it's kind of fascinating that they're trying to do like a cinematic universe with Lord of the Rings now. I mean, if it's good, sure. I think like Lord of the Rings kind of just needs to be one of those things that gets left the fuck alone. Well, those three movies are like perfect. Like
this may make you angry, but this reason they said they're making it animated so they can bring back certain characters. So,
well, I mean, what they mean by that probably is like Saruman and stuff like that, which that's fine because he's the big villain of Lord of the Rings, and he's like 1,000,000 years old, so that's fine. They can't bring back Frodo unless he'd be like a baby.
But like Gandalf or something, I don't know.
Gandalf could come back. Gandalf's also a fucking 1,000,000,000 years old, and he dies and comes back. So it's like, all right, that's fine, I guess.
So
like that's Lord of the Rings. I'm a little bit more cool with that because it's fairy tale bullshit. Like that's because you have characters in the movies that die and come back, and then like they're millions of years old anyway. So it's like I'm a little bit more okay with that. Like that's fine.
I don't know. I just never thought Lord of the Rings would get anything animated. That just seems weird to me. It seems out of place.
I mean, The Hobbit. There was an animated Hobbit movie, and there was an animated Lord of the Rings movie like years ago.
Really? I did not know that.
Pre the Peter Jackson movies.
Oh. Still, I just after the Peter Jackson movies, I just never thought there would be animated stuff. It just feels like that would always be a live action thing from now on.
I'm surprised after the Peter Jackson movies that they're even attempting to do any Lord of the Rings stuff because it's like he nailed it. Like, why are you even trying to do more? Like, just leave the fuck alone.
It's like Star Wars. Like they're just like we can
fucking stop.
We can make money off of it though.
Sure,
we could be the next Marvel and have a
re-release Lord of the Rings in the theater. I guarantee you, people will see it.
But everybody's got to be like Marvel. Everybody's got to be, making their cinematic universes.
Sure.
And you know what? Only Marvel and you could argue the Godzilla universe have done it. So.
Yeah, the Godzilla universe though hasn't I feel like they kind of did it on accident.
They did.
They were just like, hey, let's make a Godzilla movie. And, all right, cool. King Kong. All right, cool. And then they were just like, hey, let's have a fight.
And kind of Marvel did it on accident also. I don't know how far they knew they were going to take it when they first made Iron Man.
They just kind of made a movie. And
they kind of just like, we'll just start making things that might be connected. And then and then they made them all connected.
They're like, maybe it'll happen. And then it happened. And they were like, holy shit, we got a gold mine.
This is a money maker right here.
Yeah, you could also argue the Conjuring universe.
What else is in the Conjuring universe besides the Conjuring?
Annabelle, the Nun.
Are those movies really connected though?
They're spin-offs of the Conjuring. They're characters from those movies that got their own movies.
Speaking of, this Conjuring 3 came out like last week or something.
I think so, yeah.
And my parents watched it and they said it wasn't very good. So there's your review.
I didn't like the first Conjuring. That's the only one I've seen. I don't really give a shit about the other ones.
So there's your review for that if people want to know anything about that. Wasn't very good. And that's from my parents who like most movies.
It's a modern horror movie. I wasn't expecting it to be any good.
This one made me angry. This piece of
shit.
It's about Jurassic Park. So.
I heard they've been talking about Jurassic Park recently. I don't know what it was.
They've been talking about it because it was supposed to come out this week. If there was no COVID, it was supposed to be coming out this week or something. But the director of the Fast and Furious 10 or 9 or whatever the one's going to come out, I don't know.
9.
9. He wants a crossover with Jurassic World, and it makes me angry to think about.
How about just no? Don't do that.
Like, what would you do? Like, have Vin Diesel drive up a dinosaur? Like, what would you do?
Yeah, obviously that's what they would do, Devin. That's the trailer shot. That's what is gonna get butts and seats. People go, "This looks fucking stupid," but
then there's another shot of The Rock riding a T-Rex like through. Like,
yeah.
Then this is just becoming Transformers.
Yeah, it's gonna be that's where it's gonna end up being because it's funny how like both of those franchises started off as like real movies and then they just kind of went into absurdity and now it's like if you do this it's just going to lean further into the absurdity and I don't think Jurassic Park fans want that. I think they want another Jurassic Park 1 which was a real movie.
That's what I want. I don't know about other Jurassic Park fans, but
because Jurassic World was a bunch of fucking nonsense and it was nostalgia.
Fallen Kingdom is
trash.
Nonsense. It is complete nonsense. So
yeah, that movie's trash.
I have a little bit of I have a little bit of faith with Dominion just because Colin Trevorrow's doing it. I have a little bit of faith in him doing something okay. But if it's trash, I'm just giving up on every Jurassic Park movie besides the first one. And from there,
I mean, hey, I gave up on them a long time ago.
I mean, I'm okay with Jurassic World. I mean, it is a bunch of
Jurassic World to me is like the Meg, where it's like if you turn your brain off and just like eat some popcorn and just watch it, it's fun. But it's not a movie. Like
it's definitely nowhere near Jurassic Park. But it's like it's sad. It's the best Jurassic Park movie since then.
Yeah,
but
it was fun seeing in the theater.
It was, but Fallen Kingdom was not. That was
Fallen Kingdom. Whose idea was it to see Fallen Kingdom? Was that mine?
No, I think it was mine because I was like, you know what, Jurassic World wasn't bad. Maybe
that was
they
a
can
terrible
do better.
fucking idea.
Also, the trailer looked really good for Fallen Kingdom, and I hate Universal for that because it does. It looks like it should be a really good movie.
I remember it having solid trailers
because I remember they were like, it's going to be scary this time and crap like
Fuck
that.
off! There's a dark room and we hit a note on a piano, so it's scary. And it's like, fuck off! This movie's 2.5 hours and
they literally controlled their dinosaur with the laser pointer.
So stupid.
Laser point, and the guy he's just like, I gotta rip this tooth out of this thing.
Take this thing off of this incredibly intelligent thing that we've already established is incredibly intelligent and is probably fucking with you, Buffalo Bill. You moron.
I hate that movie. I hate that movie so
stupid.
much.
Remember when Chris Pratt was just like clotheslining motherfuckers?
Yeah, like that's what happens.
I was like, yeah, that's what. Remember that scene when Jeff Goldblum just did that? Like, yeah, that's what everyone.
I remember that's the first thing you said when we walked out of the theater. It's like, you guys remember Jeff Goldblum punching people in Jurassic Park?
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember saying that to you. I was like, remember when Jeff Goldblum just murdered a whole room full of people? And you're like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, that's my point.
There's like a scene of Chris Pratt rolling away from lava. Like, what the?
Yeah, that was. They were trying to do like a Wolf of Wall Street thing, but it didn't work because
it's lava. You'd be melting.
Yeah.
Your face would be melting. It doesn't matter if you're in the lava or not. The heat from it would be melting.
Lava's scalding hot. Also, if you had paralysis like that or whatever, you'd be fucked. You'd be dead.
Also, paralysis doesn't come back in like chunks like that. Like,
yeah, it's not. Oh, like, my arm's working. Oh shit.
Like, sure, you may be able to move your fingers before you move other things, but like, you're not gonna be able to just move one arm and the other one's just like not working. That's not how that works. Yeah. I don't know that works. I cannot wait for us to review all the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh fuck that! No, because then that means I have to rewatch all of them.
I mean, you can just go off memory if you really wanted to. But
my memory of 2 is
spotty.
Vince Vaughn is like a vegan and he like stole some bullets.
I remember he's like. I remember in that movie they were like, we needed muscle or something. Why didn't they send muscle? And Vince Vaughn's like, they sent me, and then he never like does anything. Like, he doesn't shoot a gun. He doesn't.
Vince Vaughn is muscle. No.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Like, they're like, we needed like military people to take out the mercenaries, and then Vince Vaughn's like, that's why they sent me, and then he doesn't do anything the rest of the movie. It's like, what are you doing, Vince Vaughn? You're supposed to be the guy, the cool guy.
Fuck Spielberg.
I mean, I think the T-Rex running through the city was okay. That was pretty
fun.
Neat. That's a neat idea.
But it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's at the very end also.
That should have just been the movie. Hey, we're transporting this thing. Oh shit, it went awry, and now it's just running loose in LA. What are we gonna do? We can't shoot a dinosaur in the fucking head.
That's what probably Jurassic World Dominion's gonna be about.
Probably it's 20 years too late.
Yeah, it's 20 years too late, and it's probably not gonna be very good.
And it's not gonna be good.
So, but yeah, when that movie starts coming around, we'll do a video about the Jurassic Park movies.
We will. Thank God there's only 6 of them. So
I mean, technically there's only 5. Because the 6th one
currently, sure. Yeah. But like, it's not like it won't be too much of a pain in the ass because it's not like there's 20 fucking movies in this franchise.
We'll mainly just be pooping on the Jurassic Park 3, probably. That's probably gonna be most of that.
Probably.
And Fallen Kingdom. So
probably.
I got a couple more things here. I got some. Oh, we're bringing it old school. I got some Keanu Reeves news.
Oh shit.
It's been a while since we talked about Keanu Reeves. Actually, it has nothing to do with Keanu Reeves. I just wanted to mention Keanu Reeves.
Fucking liar.
It's about John Wick 4, so I mean, it's kind of about.
Oh, I know what this is.
Bill Skarsgård was cast. I don't know as who, but he's cast in John Wick 4, and Lawrence Fishburne is officially coming back in John Wick 4.
That was obvious. Also, fucking the biggest fucking news that everyone's talking about. Fucking Donnie Yen is in this movie.
Oh, I forgot. I did see that. I didn't add that to my list. But yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Fucking hell, man.
I think he's gonna fight John Wick.
Yes. If they don't have a fight, you fucked it up. Donnie Yen, I love Donnie Yen for one. And now that his Ip Man franchise is like over with, he's like, I'm gonna jump into John Wick and I'm gonna kick some fucking ass. And I'm totally down for that. Because Donnie Yen is like a real shit martial artist.
Somebody said that they wanted him to be Ip Man in John Wick.
No,
that just
don't do that. Because for one, Ip Man was a real guy, and that wouldn't make any goddamn sense. Because his Ip Man movies take place like in like a long time ago. Like they're in like the 80s, I think.
Somebody said that, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's stupid.
Me, but
don't do that. I don't want him like dressing up like Ip Man and being the peaceful Ip Man, and then John Wick comes in and he's like, "I gotta fight you, bro." And then they're like throwing swords at each other in like a glass room. Like, I don't.
Do you think that'll be the first fight that John Wick like loses like officially.
That would be cool.
Because I mean, he's not really lost any fights, but
no, he's won every fight.
Yeah, he's won most fights. I mean,
I think it'd be really cool if Donnie Yen kicks his ass.
That would be really cool. It'd be kind of like the Bruce Lee thing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like he just gets his ass kicked or whatever by Brad Pitt. Like I just feel like that would be because Bruce Lee's supposed to be the guy who wins all the time and then gets his ass kicked by Brad Pitt.
I remember when he did that and everyone was like pissed off at that.
Yeah, I was like, who cares?
I was like, it's a fucking movie, and Tarantino even said like, it's a movie, guys. Like, chill.
It's not real.
Shut the fuck out.
And then my last bit of movie news. You know Harry Melling? You know who that is?
Harry Melling.
Melling.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know.
He plays Dudley in Harry Potter.
Oh, he's the dude with the ears.
Yeah. Most people have ears, Wade.
But he's got like the big ears.
Yeah. He's gonna play Edgar Allan Poe opposite.
I heard about this.
Opposite to Christian Bale in the Scott Cooper's.
Who's Christian Bale playing?
I have no idea. I'm good. They say opposite to him, so maybe he's like his buddy or something. I don't know.
I hope he's a villain.
But it's called The Pale Blue Eyes. That's what the movie's called.
Oh, shit. I would love a real shit Edgar Allan Poe movie. Because that sounds awesome.
Like what? Like what do you mean by like real shit?
Like for one, Edgar Allan Poe was one of those people who's like he was a weirdo. Like,
he was a weirdo.
Like he married his cousin when she was like 13 or
I think there's a story about him disappearing for like 2 years. Like he just disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah, like he was one of those like weird like emo fucks who just was like he might have been mentally ill. Like,
and some people said he was kidnapped by like the mafia for those 2 years or something.
Yeah, there's all kinds
like there's a lot of theories about that.
Stories. I don't know why they would fucking want to kidnap Edgar Allan Poe.
I don't know.
Maybe I just want to write my story.
Maybe he was like Martin Luther. He's like hanging up stuff, and he's like, yeah, the church is awful and stuff like that. I don't know.
It's very possible.
Could have been. Also, I think he was a drunk. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I think
he definitely was.
So I don't know who Christian Bale's playing, but I mean, it seems interesting.
I hope this is like a classy fucking movie. Because there was an Edgar Allan Poe movie a long time ago with John Cusack, who was like he had to like help solve a murder that was like based off of one of his own poems, and it was like this is weird and like don't do this.
Edgar Allan Poe had to solve a murder.
Yeah, it was like there was like a murder that happened that was like based off of one of his poems, and he had to like team up with the cops to like.
Did that actually happen? Or
no? As far as I know, I don't think that happened. But it was like some weird bullshit movie, and I was like, all right.
It sounds like something they would just make up for. Movie, so
it was a bad movie. So
that's all my movie news. So if you got any more,
shit,
lay it on me.
I got some movie news. This one I blame you partially for this.
Oh, good.
Cruella 2 is in the works.
No. Why are you blaming me for this? I didn't do anything.
You contributed to the budget of that
movie. That is a fair point. All right, I'll agree with you on that one then. I'll agree with you.
It's your fucking fault.
Well, I heard they actually might go forward with the Ursula movie that Emma Stone was talking about. So we might be getting that too. So
Jesus Christ. Who are they gonna get? Melissa McCarthy? She's fat.
Wow.
They're not gonna slim down Ursula because
I say they get a
towering thing. Adele's lost all that weight.
Just get Adele just because.
And everyone was upset that she lost all that weight for some reason.
I know they were. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. She looked great.
If she wants to lose weight, let her lose weight.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
Honestly, Adele would be perfect because she's got that voice.
Exactly. She could do the singing
she could do it.
I don't know if she could play a villain. Is she evil?
Is she an actress?
I just asked if Adele is evil. Like that's a weird question to ask.
I mean, she might be. I don't know her personally.
Maybe. I don't know. Is there anybody else who could do the singing and get Beyonce? But no, you can't get Beyonce.
Yeah, let's have a black skinny Ursula. That's gonna go well with everyone.
They can put her. They'll probably.
Beyonce's not gonna allow them to make her a fat octopus woman.
They let her be a freaking lion.
That's a lion.
And
lions are majestic as fuck. All right. Fat octopus women aren't.
They'll probably CG Ursula anyway. So
they might. They probably will.
Unless they're gonna make a Jabba the Hutt suit.
That would be cool, but they won't do that.
They won't.
Speaking of Ursula, though, we got Little Mermaid set photos.
Oh, did we? I didn't know we.
Technically, they were like paparazzi, like from afar.
Oh,
they weren't like official set photos.
What was it like?
It was Halle Bailey and the dude who's playing the prince, just like on a beach. just like looking
chilling
at each other and just chilling.
We don't even know if they were set photos. They could just be walking on the beach.
Well, I mean, she had a mermaid tail on, so I hope she doesn't just walk around that way.
Maybe that's in her downtime. She just dresses as a mermaid.
She could. She could be a fucking weirdo. I've heard some people like bitching about it already, and I'm just like, I don't care. Who cares about this fucking movie?
Right. Who cares about the Little Mermaid?
She's got the red hair.
Oh. What if they give her blonde hair? What are they going to do?
They are dreads though, which I noticed, and that pissed me off because I was like, of course you give the black lady like the dread hair.
Yeah, that's right. Is it her real hair or is it a wig?
I don't know. I couldn't tell in the photos because they were blurry.
Wigs are getting to the point where I can't tell anyway. So
it'll probably be CG by the end of the day.
Especially when she's underwater.
When she's underwater.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be CG. But
and people were upset that she wasn't wearing like the seashell bra, and I was like, for one, Ariel's like 16.
And that's not practical in real life anyway. So
and also mermaids in real life, like if they were real, they would be naked because they wouldn't have any concept of clothing. Because
mermaids in real life would be terrifying. So
and yeah, they would be horrifying. So it's like none of this makes any fucking sense anyway. So like I don't care.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
So I don't know. People are just getting upset over bullshit.
Getting upset over bullshit.
They're gonna go see this movie opening day anyway. So it's like it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not, mostly just because I don't care.
I'll watch it for free, maybe. No, I won't even watch it for free.
If you buy it and it's on Disney Plus, I might watch it. I ain't going to the theater. One for Black Little Mermaid, please. I don't give a shit.
Imagine if you walked to the ticket person and said that. So
they know what the fuck I'm talking about.
They'd probably be a little taken back, but they'd still give you the ticket.
They'd be like, yeah, I'm giving them money.
Just the thought of you walking up and saying that they're
gonna go, sir, get out of my theater. Like, all right, fuck you. I'll go watch.
You're sitting there, it's like it's not your theater. You're just the ticket person.
Yeah, you don't fucking work here, sir.
So, any other news?
We got Indiana Jones set photos.
I was gonna say I was leaving that in the Star Wars stuff.
That's not Star Wars.
It's kind of Lucasfilm. It's kind of the same thing.
That's not Star Wars though.
I mean, there's nothing real interesting about the Indiana Jones stuff. He's an old man. That came out today, as far as I know. So
yeah, I think so. He doesn't look as old as I thought he would, but he still looks really old.
He looks so old. Like if I put a picture of like Indiana Jones 5 Indy and Indiana Jones 4 Indy, he looks way older than he did in Indiana Jones 4. Yeah,
he looked pretty fucking old in Indy 4.
He did, but like looking at his like neck and stuff in those pictures, like he's got like a saggy neck.
He does have a bit of a turkey neck.
Yeah, he's like looking a little. He's not looking chubby, but he's like looking like an old man. Like he's got that old man body. I'm just like, how's he gonna punch people? How's he gonna do that?
I mean, I don't think Harrison Ford's gonna do any of that stuff. Indy can do it because Indy is a whatever. Like he's just I'm Indiana Jones and I can do whatever.
Harrison Ford might be his own stunt double. You never know. He might do that.
I mean, he did do a lot of his own stunts in Indy 4, which is
that was
cool
10 years ago.
He was still an old man at that point.
He was, but he was 10 years ago.
I'm sure he wants to, but then James Mangold's like, look, you're like 88. Like
let the stunt double do it.
Like you're gonna break a hip or something.
And Harrison Ford's like, nah, I can hang on this whip.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not cutting my hair.
I'm not cutting my fucking hair. It's like, all right, no one asked you to do that, Harrison.
Also, there was a guy in that picture. I don't know his name.
Toby Jones.
But yeah, is he in that movie? I didn't know if he was.
I didn't know Toby Jones was in it.
Is he like going to be his side character that's with him?
I assume so. I like Toby Jones.
That's interesting.
The Hydra guy. What's his fucking name?
Zola,
yeah.
Arnim Zola.
I like Toby Jones a lot.
Yeah. I didn't know he was in this movie. Where is Short Round?
He's not going to be in this fucking movie. You would think in a world where like we want more representation and stuff, you would think you'd want to bring the Asian character back.
Get Stephen Yeun, because I love Stephen Yeun.
And yeah, you would think you'd want to make him like the new Indiana Jones, but they're like, no, fuck that. It's got to be a white person.
They want to make it a woman after Harrison Ford's out. So
sure, I'm sure everyone's going to care about that when that happens.
And Spielberg said, remember he said something stupid about like we're gonna have to change his name to Indiana Joanna or something.
That doesn't make sense.
I was like, it's Jones is his last name.
Yeah, so Jones is his last name.
Doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, it's
I don't
bizarre
know.
to me.
But also Spielberg isn't like. I hope he's not super involved with this anymore.
I don't think he's involved in it at all. So.
Good.
As far as I know, he might still be a producer, but I don't think he's even a producer anymore. So.
I hope James Mangold tells him to fuck off.
I think James Mangold has made enough decent stuff that he's got enough clout to be like,
hopefully,
this is my movie, Spielberg. Leave me alone.
He's like, listen, you old bitch. You don't know what the fuck you doing.
Now,
go make Ready Player 2, all right?
Now, Kathleen Kennedy might put her little fingers in there and be like,
she definitely will.
James Mangold, you need to do this.
You need to put a woman in it, and she's got to be strong and fierce. And he's like, no.
No. You
That's
see,
what this movie is.
Did you see I made Logan? Like, no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, Logan had a strong, fierce woman in it. She just was 12.
Yeah, bring her back.
Hey, I'd be fine with Daphne King in Indiana Jones 5.
Why
she
not?
Was badass.
Why not? Anything else you want to talk about movie?
Jonathan Majors is in talks to be in Creed 3.
A.K.A. Kang.
Kang. He's done other stuff. But he's not even really Kang yet.
He's not yet, but that's what most people are probably known
but
from.
Yeah.
He's going to be in Creed 3? Rumored to be?
Talks to be in Creed 3.
Is he going to be the guy that Creed fights?
I hope so. That would be fun.
That'd be dope.
I hope he's not. I hope they don't do that Mr. T's son bullshit that everyone has been saying they want. I don't want him being Mr. T's son. I don't want Mr. T anywhere near this fucking movie.
Didn't you want him to fight like his brother or something?
I did like a short little like treatment for Creed 3. I wanted it to be because Apollo Creed in the lore, the Rocky lore, Apollo Creed has 2 other kids. And I wanted to reincorporate those 2 other kids that we've just haven't seen since Rocky 2 and have Idris Elba be Michael B. Jordan's half-brother. And he comes back and he's been like doing the underground boxing scene. And he's been trying to like make a name for himself without using the Creed name. And he's pissed off that Michael B. Jordan picked the name of took the Creed name when he didn't even really know his dad. And that's kind of the conflict of the movie, is that Adonis has to kind of prove himself as part of the family. Like he's not the bastard kid. Like, and it could be like a family drama type thing. Like I thought that was a pretty like interesting story.
Imagine if they do that for Creed 3 and then like,
somebody owes me money.
And you just get your mind blown sitting up there. You're like, this is my movie.
I feel like something about this seems familiar.
You could send him this podcast and be like, look.
I don't know if they could do that though, because I'm not sure how old Jonathan Majors is. I don't think the ages would add up.
Probably not, unless Jonathan Majors isn't playing the brother. He's just somebody else.
Well, yeah, it's like he could be playing fucking anybody.
Yeah, he could be playing his new trainer or something. I don't know.
It's possible. I would love to see Michael B. Jordan versus him though. I think
that would be really interesting. I'd love to see that too.
I want to see that too.
I just want more Creed.
I want one more Creed. I think 3 Creeds is enough.
I think 3 Creeds is enough, but after seeing 2, I want Creed 3 to be good.
Yeah, I want a trilogy.
So Creed 2 has one of the most motivational scenes I've ever seen in it.
That's a fucking superhero movie, dude.
Dude, I love it. I love that.
So fucking
I love that whole scene of him working out in the desert.
Seeing that shit in the theater, I was like, this is like fucking watching Iron Man.
Like it makes me want to just be like, yeah, like motivation.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, how do you watch that and not go like, fuck, I want to go work out in the desert and hit a tire with a hammer?
Right. That's what I want. I want to get chased by a car in the desert.
Yeah, I just want an old man to like drive in front of me and just run after it.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
I'd do that and I'd do it for like 5 minutes, but I'm done.
Be like, I'm done. Fuck this shit. I'm going home. I need some air conditioning.
It's hot. Need some water. Any other movie news?
Last piece of movie news.
Oh, spicy.
Evil Dead Rise begins filming.
Is it? That's all you got?
That's it.
I thought there was going to be some more juicy stuff with that.
No.
Well, all right.
The latest Evil Dead movie that nobody cares about because the last one wasn't very good.
There's been like 18 Evil Dead movies, hasn't
That's not true. There were 3 with Bruce Campbell. There was the reboot. There's this one, and then there was the TV show.
I was close. I said 6.
Sure.
I was close.
But the Ash Williams trilogy is the only 3 that fucking matter because I didn't like that reboot.
I've seen scenes from those. I don't think I've seen any of those fully.
They're good. You should watch them.
The scenes I've seen were decent. So
they're fucking really good.
I got some TV news if you want to talk about.
Ooh, shit. I got TV news also.
I don't know how much you care about the Ted movies. But
yeah, this was something I had this in my notes too.
We're getting a Ted prequel series on Peacock.
Great.
Because Peacock is the only place that would allow that.
I would think that Peacock would want more quality stuff on their streaming service and not this.
Is this going to be like how Ted became alive? I'm guessing.
Sure. I don't know. I don't think Mark Wahlberg's in this fucking show.
Probably because they got like a kid version of Mark Wahlberg because it's a prequel.
That's very possible.
So they'll probably be like, "Oh, he made a wish. Didn't he make a wish? That's how he became alive." The bear.
I'm not up to snuff on Ted lore.
They'll do that, and he'll be like a normal like cuddly bear, and then it'll show them going into drugs and stuff. And
I just like people, the people who love the Ted movies. I don't want to like make fun of people and their taste in movies, but like there's a lot of dumb idiots that like those Ted movies, and it's just like I don't like Ted MacFarlane is funny on Family Guy, and that's about it. Like he's not funny when he tried to. He had this like 2-year period where he's just like I want to make movies, and he just made shit. And it's like Ted MacFarlane's not. He's not good at it doing anything other than Family Guy. Like, just give up. Nobody cares about Ted. I don't want to Ted.
I don't even think people care about Family Guy anymore. Honestly,
they kind of don't.
So, I'm guessing he's coming back to voice Ted. I would assume
He's the voice of it.
But that's going to be just weird. Seeing, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to watch it. Just spreading the news. But I just remember I didn't even see the second Ted. There is a second Ted, right?
Yeah.
I always saw the first one. I just remember the first one just being like, "This is raunchy and bad." Like,
it's his humor. It's his weird Family Guy humor that isn't really all that funny,
and it doesn't equate well to live action. So
no.
So because Family Guy can do different things because it's animated, whereas a live action.
Because when you do it in live action, there's a hint of you have to follow some kind of logic, and it was just like we're just gonna do whatever. And it's like
also
right.
you're sitting there and like this could be. It's supposed to be realistic, and it's like this. It's about a talking teddy bear. Like,
it's about a talking teddy bear who fucks a woman. He doesn't have a penis, so it's like, how does that work?
I don't know.
And I don't think a human woman would ever be attracted to a teddy bear unless she's mentally ill.
She's got daddy issues. I don't know.
But he's a teddy bear. He's not an old man.
The teddy bear reminds her of her childhood.
That's fucking weird. Somebody got molested, all right?
So I just wanted to spread the news that we're getting a Ted series.
Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna fucking love it.
It'll probably be canceled after like a season.
I don't know. Ted MacFarlane, Todd, what's his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. I merged Todd MacFarlane and Seth MacFarlane together. Seth MacFarlane has a fuck ton of money, and I'm sure if he wants 8 seasons, he'll get 8 seasons.
But I think Peacock's be like, "This is stupid. I don't want this."
But I'm sure he'll be like, "All right, I'll buy Peacock, bitch."
He probably could because it's free. So,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how.
It's partially free.
I was gonna say, how does Peacock make money? Do they have advertisements?
They have ads, yeah. They have ads, and then like certain shows, it's like you can watch seasons 1 through 3 for free, but then if you want to watch the rest of them, you got to pay us. And it's like, all right, well, fuck.
Isn't The Office on Peacock or something?
The Office is on Peacock, yeah.
I know that's the one you got to pay for, sure.
The first 5 seasons I think are free, which I think, if I remember correctly, season 5 is when Michael left. So that's when the show stopped being good anyway. So it's like, all right, so I'm getting the good episodes of The Office for free. So fuck you, Peacock.
They should put a half of season 1 on there for free and then be like, all right, you got to watch, pay for everything else.
I think they did that and nobody was paying for it. Because I remember when I first got Peacock, I was like, oh, they got The Office on here. And then I went to go check it out and it was like season 2, like seasons 1 and 2 were free. And then everything else you had to pay for. And I'm like, no one's going to pay for this shit.
And no one did. So
they're like, fuck, maybe let's scoot it up.
Peacock needs something going for it because
they got nothing.
Everything's getting like spread out over so many streaming platforms.
I love how streaming services are just becoming cable now.
It is.
It's just it's cable. It's a different form of cable now.
Because like Netflix has gotten all their stuff ripped from them. Like they don't have Friends. They don't have The Office. They don't have anything going for it. They got Breaking Bad. That's about it. It's the only show.
Eventually, we'll get fucking AMC streaming, and they'll put Breaking Bad on there,
and The Walking Dead.
And Walking Dead. And Mad Men, and like Netflix will have nothing.
Netflix will have nothing but the stuff they made. Yeah, because everybody's taking their shows back.
Eventually, that's what these streaming services are going to be. It's just going to be all original content, which then it's like, okay, well then it's just a television network. Yeah, and it's just like having cable then. So it's like, it's the same fucking thing.
That's what Disney basically is. They only make original stuff from Disney that they put on there. And I guess Fox, they put Fox stuff on there. But I don't know. It's become, like you said, it's becoming just television again. It's just all it is.
It's fucking bullshit.
And then television will die out because nobody's paying for television, and everybody will just pay for streaming services. And,
basically. And
then that'll just become television.
Yeah. I will stop buying physical media when these fucking streaming services get their quality shit and shit. Because I'm sick of watching Netflix. Netflix is the worst. When you watch a Netflix movie and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, it just dips in quality for some fucking reason. Stop doing that. You have all the money in the world.
Because it doesn't want to buffer. It doesn't want to make you buffer.
Fuck you, Netflix. HBO Max. I can sit through an entire movie on HBO Max and it won't do that.
Same thing with Disney Plus now. Like beginning, Disney Plus was a little spotty, but now it's pretty.
Disney Plus is really good.
Pretty solid on keeping their quality.
Solid. Disney Plus and the Criterion Channel. Those are the two best ones when it comes to quality. So it's like, I don't know. Netflix has all the money. I don't know why they haven't invested in better.
I don't know, servers
or whatever.
I don't know. But Disney Plus, when they first came out, it was spotty. Like it would buffer and stuff all the time. But
that's every streaming service when it launches.
Yeah. Netflix got to step up their game.
Netflix has been around for a decade, though. Step your shit up.
Maybe that's why they're like, all right, maybe we can dip in quality because we've been around so long.
No, maybe they're just giving up. Maybe they're just like, whatever.
Whatever.
We don't give a shit.
I mean, out of all like original stuff, Netflix does make some decent original shows every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then they
got The Witcher, which you said is pretty good on Netflix. So,
speaking of segue, we got a Witcher season 2 trailer. Technically,
did we? I didn't know about this.
Technically, it's more of a teaser. It's just like a flash of images of season 2. It's like 12 seconds. So it's more of a teaser, I guess. But
anything interesting in it?
It looks cool. It looks like it's going to be mostly focusing on Surrey, which is like, okay, that's cool. They didn't show any of Henry Cavill. So
what?
I was like, all right, that's a little upsetting.
I need more Henry Cavill. So.
He's in the season, but I don't know. I think it is going to focus a little bit more on her because
he's going to die in the very first episode.
They fucking better not. I want more Geralt. All
right. Would you stop watching the show right in there?
No, I mean if it's good, I don't give a shit. But I want more Henry Cavill just in general because I like him as an actor, and he's not in enough.
Well, I may have some news on some Henry Cavill stuff later. Fuck. Look at those segues. Perfect segues.
Star Wars now.
I wish because that'd be awesome.
I couldn't see him in like a robe and a lightsaber. It looked weird.
Speaking of which, I got some Star Wars news. If you want to talk about some Star Wars news,
I have two more pieces of TV news.
Go for it.
These are both quick. The Boys season 3. We got our first
Cancelled.
look at. No, I'd be fucking livid. We got our first look at Soldier Boy in season 3 of The Boys.
I don't know who Soldier Boy is.
He's like.
Wait, we're talking about the rapper?
No, not Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy. Spelled properly. He's like the Boys version of Captain America. He's like a parody of Cap.
Does he have a shield and all that?
He does.
Oh. So he is just Captain America.
He's basically Captain America, yeah. And he's played by Jensen Ackles, who people would know from Supernatural.
I don't know who that is. I didn't watch
he's currently voicing Batman in the Long Halloween movie. So
Oh yeah.
Fun.
I remember we talked about that.
And he played Red Hood in the Red Hood movie. So
he's just a great voice actor, apparently.
Jensen Ackles is really good. I'm glad he's done with Supernatural because that's like a stupid teen drama show. So maybe he could start like being in real stuff.
Apparently he is. He's going to be in.
He's going to be in The Boys. But for how long though?
I don't know. They could just kill him off.
It would be
first episode.
That's what I was just about to say. That it would be fucking hilarious if they hype him up as this. Oh, Soldier Boy's in it. Oh, whoa. And in the first episode, he's just iced. Homelander just takes him out.
Dead.
He's fucking dead.
Dead.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Cuts through a shield like he's nothing. Just dead.
That would be the ultimate like parody of Captain America. Like all right, you're fucking pointless. I'm Superman, bitch.
I'm Superman. Or he just crushes his head. Just
knowing that show, fucking someone's head is blowing up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Last piece of TV news. More Atlanta is coming.
More Atlanta?
Yeah.
like the show's called More Atlanta, or just getting more of the show Atlanta?
Atlanta, the Donald Glover series. We're getting more of it finally.
I thought they were making a spin-off show called More Atlanta.
More Atlanta. Here you go. No, he's season 2 came out like 3-4 years ago.
Oh god,
the show's been on
that long.
It came out a while ago.
Wow.
Robin season. I think Donald Glover's just been busy with like movies and his music and stuff. I think he's
been doing Star Wars.
He's been like being like a big popular actor, and he just doesn't have time. Because I know Atlanta's like a personal thing for him, because I think he produces it, he writes some of it, he makes all of the music in the show for that as well, and he stars in it. So like he puts a lot of work into the show. So I'm sure he's been busy, and I'm sure now he's got nothing going on. So he's like, I'll make more Atlanta.
He just makes it every couple of years. Like you never know when a season's going to come out.
I'd be fine with that.
Be kind of interesting.
He said seasons 3 and 4 are going to be shooting back to back.
Oh, so you get 2 seasons.
So we'll be getting 2 seasons, which that'd be cool. 2 seasons, and then you take a break for a little bit and move on.
Yeah.
I want more Teddy Perkins episodes.
We need some more memes from Donald Glover. Donald Glover. So
more memes.
Yeah.
What do you mean more memes? Does he make
people
memes?
People make memes from things Donald Glover's in all the time, and they need more content. So he's like, I'm going to make Atlanta.
Sure, Atlanta's not really like a meme show though.
If he makes a funny face, it might be.
Well, sure. Atlanta's like a fucking drama though.
I know, but still, just Donald Glover's face is enough to.
Yeah, he's a funny man.
He's a meme. He's the meme god.
He's a meme machine.
Maybe Donald Glover is making the memes of himself.
He's just sitting at a computer. Just
this is hilarious, right?
There's a lot of Community memes of Donald Glover.
Yeah, there are. Isn't that the one with him with the pizza? That's from Community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where
when he walks in and everything's just on fire.
Yeah.
That's such a great episode of Community.
I've never seen any of the Community. I think I need to. I think I need to watch.
It's on Netflix, I think.
Oh, that's one of the few things Netflix has going for
man, the Community is so fucking hilarious.
Well, I guess my Star Wars news is kind of TV news because they both are about TV shows from Star Wars.
Oh shit!
So your favorite show Andor. We got some news on that.
Great.
Forrest Whitaker and Ben Mendelsohn are officially going to be in that show.
What? Why?
Because it's before Rogue One.
But they were both pointless characters.
Forrest Whitaker is never a pointless character.
He was in that fucking movie. He was in Black Panther also.
And Ben Mendelsohn is a character. So
I like Ben Mendelsohn. I just don't like that character. Is he going to be screaming some more?
Probably. He's probably going to try to make fun of Darth Vader again. I don't know.
Sure. I don't want Darth Vader in this show.
Try not to choke on your aspirations. Isn't that what Darth Vader says?
Yeah, don't try not to choke. Fuck you. That's like Batman having a joke. Like that just doesn't work.
It's a dad joke. He's a dad.
Sure, fuck you. He's this evil supervillain.
He's a dad. He still makes dad jokes. And then my other piece of news is Liam Neeson is not in the Kenobi show. He said it himself. He's not in it. So
that's fine. That makes sense because he got canceled a while ago.
Did he? What did you get canceled for?
He called somebody a black bastard in like his movie or whatever, and everyone's like, "That's not cool."
Yeah, you can't do that.
So yeah, he's been kind of like on the low for a while.
He's on the low.
That's fine. I don't like.
You don't want Force.
He doesn't need to be. This is the problem with Star Wars is that everyone wants everything in everything all the time, and it's like maybe it's best if the show just focuses on Obi-Wan. And that's it. We don't need Yoda in it. We don't need Qui-Gon Jinn in it. We don't need fucking little boy Anakin in it. We don't need all of these different things. Just make it about Obi-Wan, and if that doesn't satisfy people, then fuck you, because that's what the show's about.
It's called Kenobi.
Yeah, it's called Kenobi or whatever.
So there's that, and then the Book of Boba Fett has officially finished filming. So
and I heard it's getting a season 2 already.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like no one's seen it yet. You don't know if it's going to be good.
Mandalorian season 3 also started filming recently, so there's that also.
Cool. All these fucking Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
How many seasons of The Mandalorian do you think we're going to get?
Until people stop wanting to watch it, probably.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I don't know if they have like a plan, like, oh, this is where it's going to end type thing, or Because, like, are they bringing back Baby Yoda already? Is he going to be in season 3? Is it going to be back to doing weird Mandalorian stuff?
I don't know if they'll bring Baby Yoda back in Mandalorian. He'll be back.
He'll be back, but is he coming back in Mandalorian season 3?
I think if they do that, I think that's a fucking massive mistake.
Well, I heard something about they were doing a time jump between season 2 and 3, which might
of course they are. Because then they can use the excuse that Baby Yoda's older now, and they can put him back in the fucking thing. And he's got a little Jedi. He's got a little stupid lightsaber. Oh. he's got a little baby. He's got a baby lightsaber. He's got a little stupid baby lightsaber. And it's like, all right, they got some more Baby Yoda toys.
Would that just make you so mad if that happened?
I wouldn't care because I'm not gonna watch it. But it's just like...
But just knowing that it happened, would it make you mad?
It would. Just because, like, you made the big deal at the end of season 2 of getting rid of Baby Yoda. Let's now see the Mandalorian go do shit on his own. Don't get rid of a character and then the next season immediately bring them back. That's not how you do that.
I'm hoping with Dave Filoni, he understands that. If he's actually... But, I mean, Jon Favreau's technically still show running the show, so...
I mean, they could just be succumbing to merchandising and just being like, yo, this shit sells amazing, so let's just put Baby Yoda.
People like Baby Yoda because he's cute. We got to put him in more stuff.
Cool. Give me a good story. I don't care about a cute little puppet. He's a little puppet. He's not real. Put a midget in some makeup, and then I'll give a shit.
So you care about the Ewoks?
I care about one Ewok.
The one that died.
That one, no. If you don't feel any fucking emotion for that one fucking Ewok that died, you're an asshole. All right, that is a way too emotional scene for that fucking movie. little Ewok died, and then the little Ewok comes up, and he's like, "Oh no, my little Ewok friends died," and then he just holds on him, and it's like, "What the fuck are you doing, George?"
George is like, he's like, "I'm gonna make you care about these fluff ball things."
He gets in front of the camera. I'm gonna make you give a shit about these fucking Ewoks.
That's all my Star Wars stuff. You got anything I missed, or?
I don't have any Star Wars news.
You don't keep up with Star Wars news?
No, I don't give a shit.
I didn't put it in my notes, but I do remember Taika Waititi says that he hopes that his next film after Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be his Star Wars film. So there's that.
Cool.
Also. I'm sure it will be. I don't know what else he's got going on.
It probably will be. He's going to be making nothing but Disney movies for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So.
No, he made Jojo Rabbit, which wasn't a Disney movie a couple years ago. So
that's true. I hope he makes more Jojo Rabbits.
He's a Jojo Rabbit
Not
type.
Jojo Rabbits, but more movies like Jojo Rabbit.
He just makes a movie with the title Rabbit in it, but it has nothing to do.
Pepe Rabbit.
You got Star Wars the Rabbit. You got
Star Wars the Rabbit.
Marvel the Rabbit, and it's about Rocket Raccoon. Yeah.
He's not a rabbit.
But they call him Rabbit.
He's a trash panda.
But they call him Rabbit. Thor calls him Rabbit.
Oh, that's right. He does, doesn't
he? Yeah. So they could call it the Rabbit or something. I don't know.
Marvel the Rabbit.
Marvel the Rabbit.
It'd be Rocket the Rabbit, though.
Rocket the Rabbit. Directed by Taika Waititi.
Which actually, that sounds like a movie. Rocket the Rabbit.
Everybody's like, I thought he was a raccoon.
Fuck off.
He is a raccoon. That's the joke.
Not in this movie. He got a sex change.
He got a sex change.
He got a species change.
He's a transgender.
If you can get a sex change, why can't a raccoon want to be a rabbit? All right.
I mean, a raccoon can want to be a rabbit all he wants. I don't know if he can become a rabbit though.
You can say the same thing about transgenders. All right.
Oh, shots fired. Let's move on. Let's get into Marvel news. I'll let you start because I've been starting most of the things. So
I don't think I have any Marvel news.
I have quite a bit.
Was there any Marvel news?
It's not like important stuff, but it's stuff that I'm going to mention. So we did have some casting news for She-Hulk. I don't know who this person is. Jamila Jamil.
I only know this woman from. She was on one episode of Impractical Jokers, and she works with them sometimes on some stuff.
She was cast in She-Hulk. She's the villain, Titania. I think that's who the villain is.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
So
cool. I know she's fucking insanely tall. So yeah, this could work.
That makes sense why they would cast her.
It makes sense.
I don't think I have. Oh, there's some more She-Hulk stuff. Mark Ruffalo was seen on set of She-Hulk in the full mocap, so I'm going to guess he's going to be in-game Hulk still. I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, he has to.
I mean, they could revert him back or something, or this could take place in between Infinity War and Endgame, like before he became.
That could have been neat. And then we see a scene of him like merging himself.
I mean, it still might be. It just might be the scene that they were shooting was Endgame Hulk at this point.
Possible.
So
I don't need an explanation for that. Like he's Professor Hulk now. Fucking go do Professor Hulk.
We had an explanation in Endgame.
Well, yeah, but I don't need to like see it.
You don't want to see.
I like the fact that it was kind of just like brushed off, like because in a movie you would think you would want to show that because that would be like an emotional scene of like him finally like I fought the Hulk and I won and because we merged together and it's like a triumphant scene. I love how like it cuts to him and he's just like eating pancakes at a thing. It's like we fucking merged each other and whatever. That kind of works. Like
I mean the movie's not really about Hulk, so
it's not.
That's why they didn't probably show that.
Yeah, it's not.
And then lastly, my last of my She-Hulk news is that Hulk's son Scar is going to be in She-Hulk.
Ooh, shit!
Is he going
to be Hulk's son in this show?
I have no idea. I don't know much about Scar, anyways. So
I had a dope Scar action figure. He had a fucking sword, and he looked like Conan the Barbarian. I know Scar in the comics. I think that was when he was like fucking around on, like during Planet Hulk.
I think that's the
only thing he like got someone pregnant, and then that's where Scar came from. Are they going to try and like say like on Ragnarok, all those years he was on that fucking planet, he like was banging aliens or some shit?
Maybe,
and then that's where Scar came from.
Maybe he got Betty Brant. Maybe Betty Ross. Betty Brant is
in Spider-Man.
Is in Spider-Man.
Maybe he fucked Betty Brant, but she's a high schooler, so that's very illegal.
That would be very weird for a Marvel movie. Maybe Betty Ross.
No, that'd be amazing. They just don't address it. They're just like, he's fucking Betty Brant. All right, cool, whatever.
Whatever.
Like, isn't this a little illegal?
He's got a thing for people named Betty. All right,
he's got a Betty fetish.
But I think Betty Ross is coming back. So they could play off that. I mean, we haven't seen Betty Ross in 10 years.
I would feel bad for her birthing a Hulk baby.
I'm sure he came out the size of a normal baby and then grew.
I feel like he just like rip out of her vagina.
Ugh.
Because even as a Hulk baby, he's got to be like relatively strong.
He's just stronger than a normal baby.
That's fucking a normal child coming out of your vagina. Fucking probably hurts like hell.
I'm sure it does.
Imagine a Hulk baby coming out of it just smashes out.
Is he just punching on his way out?
The whole time. No, the whole time she's pregnant with him, he's just punching. Get me out of here.
Jesus. It's gonna be like Iron Man. Like that chick shows up and Iron Man's like, "You don't have a 13-year-old kid in the car."
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like, "Yeah, I do have a kid."
Yeah, it's yours.
It's yours. Hulk's like, "What?"
Remember that time in the Incredible Hulk when we wanted to fuck, but then you were like, "Oh, I can't get excited," and then I was like, "All right, whatever." Turns out we ended up fucking anyway, and I had a baby, and he's like 20 years old now.
He would be around 15 if the timeline is the same, because 2008 and they're in 2023 and after Endgame. So
I would assume so.
So yeah, it'd be
a 15-year-old Scar.
15-year-old Scar, which
he better have a sword.
I don't know. Why would a 15-year-old have a sword?
I don't know, because he's a big green monster man. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to actually see a lot of Mark Ruffalo in this. Are we just going to see Hulk? I'm guessing.
I don't know. That's. Oh, you mean like Mark Ruffalo, like the actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see any of them.
I don't know how much we're going to see Hulk in this either. I don't know about that.
I don't think we need a whole lot. It's a She-Hulk show. I want to see a lot of She-Hulk.
I'm sure he'll be in it though for a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's fine if he's in it for a little bit, but I don't want them to like somehow warp this into a Hulk TV show.
I don't think it will be. I think it'll be about She-Hulk. I think Marvel knows that a lot of these original actors are getting old, and they're like, we need to get replacements for them.
Mark Ruffalo was old when they casted him,
which is fine because he's not
that's fine.
He doesn't need to get buff or anything. Like,
yeah,
you know.
I saw a photo of him recently. He's got a fucked hairline.
He can grow a cool beard though.
He can. But like he's got that like old man. He looks like Janusz from Ghostbusters 2. He's got like his hairline goes like all the way back here, but he's got a full head of hair, but it's just fucking like all the way back here. And it's like, shave that, Mark. Like Jesus, you look like a fucking mad scientist.
He probably has like a wig or something on set. Or
I'm sure shave it.
Shave it.
You would look better. Shave it and grow a beard.
Do you think he'll look as good as he did in Endgame, CG wise?
He might look a little better.
You think?
Well, because they'll probably he's not going to be in it the whole time.
True.
And it's been a couple years since Endgame. Technology advances all the time, so they'll probably just focus on the 2 seconds he's in it and go, we need to make that look really good.
You think She-Hulk is going to be CG? You think you're going to paint her green?
It would be cool if they just painted her fucking green. Put the actress on stilts and just paint her ass green. That'd be awesome.
I mean, they did that with Gamora, so...
I don't think they'll do that, though, unfortunately.
I think they'll CG to make her bigger, because She-Hulk is like 7 feet tall or something. So.
Fair enough, I guess. Put her on stilts. Or just get a 7-foot tall woman. All right?
Or just shoot her from different angles.
Or, make small sets.
Yeah. That's what they did with Lord of the Rings.
Exactly, yeah.
I've seen the background stuff for that.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi on if Thor 5 is a possibility. He said, who knows? So I guess that means no, I'm assuming. But
if Thor 4 does really well, we'll get a
Taika. If Thor 4 does well, sure, we'll do Thor 5. Yeah. Why not?
I'm sure we're gonna get more Thor things.
I think we'll get more Thor, maybe not more Thor movies, but I think Thor will show up in other things.
We might, if we get a Thor 5, it'll probably be Jane Foster Thor.
Maybe. Somebody was saying that Thor deserves another trilogy with Taika Waititi, like his Ragnarok 4 and then 5. He needs a trilogy of Taika.
Thor doesn't deserve shit, for one. He's
they said
character.
They said they brutalized his first 2 movies so much that he deserves.
I mean, they did.
So,
but like, I mean, I could see that, but it's because Thor: Love and Thunder is just gonna be more Ragnarok, and then Thor 5 is just gonna be more Ragnarok, even more. So it's just go watch Ragnarok again.
But this one has the Guardians in it.
Okay, what's Thor 5 gonna have?
Beta Ray Bill.
Fuck.
Thor 5 is about Beta Ray Bill. It's not about Thor. It's about Beta Ray Bill.
Ooh, that would be interesting. He's the new Thor.
He's the new Thor. I want Beta Ray Bill to show up in Thor or Taika. If it doesn't, I'm going to be upset.
I don't think he will.
I'm going to throw popcorn at the attendant when I leave.
I don't think he will, because they would have announced who's playing him.
No, I think they would get a no name for him and nobody would care.
No, I want a fucking old, like, classy actor who's got like an old British accent to like come in and voice Beta Ray Bill. I want like a Timothy Dalton. Or I was gonna say Anthony Hopkins, but he was Odin.
Michael Caine.
Oh my god. I'm right, Bill. That would not work.
He's too old also.
That would not work. Yeah, and that one scene he had in Tenet, I was like, he's fucking out of it. He's old. He's at that stage where he's like a senile old man now.
Yeah, he really is. He's an old man.
I'm Beta Ray Bill, and I'll go Hammer.
Morgan Freeman as
oh my god
as Beta Ray Bill.
I'm Beta Ray Bill.
Honestly, I could see that working for some reason.
I'd have to get used to it. I can't picture
as soon as I heard it,
horseman with the voice of Morgan Freeman.
As soon as I heard it, I'd be like, "That's Morgan Freeman." Then I'd just be like,
"You'd be like, wait a minute, what? Hold on." It'd be disorienting at first.
Because honestly, they could cast somebody big and we wouldn't know, because he would just, if he did the voice work, they could have somebody else mocap. So
yeah, but I would think they would want people to know, hey, Morgan Freeman's in this.
I mean, if they're keeping him a secret, just be like, hey, look.
That's true.
It's Beta Ray Bill.
They should just get Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover.
Will Smith. Will Smith, no, because then he wouldn't be doing a character. He'd be doing Will Smith.
I'd just be picturing the Aladdin genie. That's what I'd imagine.
Hey, I'm Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
Get Martin Lawrence.
Ew, no. No. 100%
Why not?
No.
Fuck you.
No, that would be awful.
Fuck you.
He'd be too jittery. Martin Lawrence is a little jittery.
Too jittery. He's voicing a fucking horse.
And the horse is a pretty like normal dude.
Yeah,
like,
but he's not doing the mocap.
But his voice would be all like
was.
His voice would be all up and down, and I just no.
Well, at least he won't be Michael J. Fox.
They should get Mike Coulter. I don't know.
Ooh, that could actually be. He's got a very stoic voice.
He does.
I'm Beta Ray Bill. I used to be Luke Cage, and then my show got canceled.
Let's see what else do I got. Anthony Mackie. He says that.
Fuck did Anthony Mackie say now?
He says a lot of things, but he said he wants to play Captain America for around another 6 to 8 years. He doesn't want to be a 55-year-old Cap. That's what he said. So
how the fuck old is Anthony Mackie?
I think he's 42 or something.
That nigga's 42.
I think
he looks exactly the same as he did in 8 Mile. That's crazy.
Hold on, I have to look. He might be 45. He might be a little.
I mean, it makes sense. I can completely understand him being like, yeah, I don't want to be in my 60s playing Captain America. Like that makes sense. I feel like that's kind of the situation that Robert Downey Jr. was probably getting into, where he's like, I'm going to be 60 in like a few years. I don't want to be Iron Man in my 60s.
I was right on the money. He was 42. So
fuck, he looked great for 42.
So if he plays Cap for another 8 years, he'd be 50 when he's done. So
shit, that's fucking nuts.
That is nuts.
I mean, hey, that'd be a great way to like start your 50s, retiring Captain America.
You got to think in 2014 when he started playing Falcon, that was like 8 years ago. So
that was a long time ago.
So he wasn't 40. He wasn't even 40. He was like 35 when he started playing Falcon.
Holy shit.
He'll be 50 when he's done with the MCU. 35 to 50. That's
nuts.
It is nuts.
I mean, hey, I'd be totally fine with him getting 3 Cap movies and then him being like, I'm done. We'd have the Steve Rogers trilogy and then the Sam Wilson trilogy. And then I'm sure you could pass it to Bucky at that point, and Sebastian Stan will be like, hey, I'll come back.
You think Sebastian Stan's still going to be around?
Sebastian Stan is going to be, what do you mean around in 8 years?
In the MCU, I mean.
He's going to die?
In the MCU in 8 years. If he's been around since 2011.
If they keep paying him, he'll come back.
I think he's just going to be tired of getting jacked at this point.
Well, how old is he? Is he 40?
I think he's 30 something.
He's got plenty of fucking years left for him to get jacked.
Sebastian Stan is 38, so he's almost 40.
He's still a youngin'. All right. If Josh Brolin can get jacked for 2 scenes in Deadpool 2 in his fucking 80s, all right. Sebastian Stan can get jacked in his 40s.
Still, he's been around in the MCU for so long.
He has.
And then 8 years later, and then he'd be Captain America for however long after that. If he became he'd so.
I think if you do that though, I think that's where the story needs to end. I don't think we need 3 more movies with Bucky Barnes Captain America. I think that's where you pass the torch. Bucky's the new Cap. Story's over, and he just goes.
I don't think you need to pass the torch. I think Anthony Mackie can just end as Captain America and be fine with that.
No more Captain America symbol.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I guess at that point, because if they're setting up like the Patriot with Isaiah Bradley's nephew, I guess they could kind of phase out Captain America.
They could, and then, but also, I don't know what the MCU will be like in 8 years. Like, where are we going to be at in the story? Are we at the point where it's just so bizarre that Captain America is so normal?
Yeah, at some point, Captain America is going to be like not relevant anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
going to be the Batman where like in Justice League, Batman's just like shooting parademons, and everyone else is actually like doing all the shit, and he's just like, well, I'm here.
So yeah,
that's very true.
That could be also. MCU could end in 10 years and just end with it could be that. I don't know. I don't know how far the MCU is going to go. I don't know where Kevin Feige has an end point. I'm sure he has an end point.
I think as long as these movies continue to make money, they'll continue. I don't think he's even fathomed like an ending yet.
I'm sure he's in the back of his mind. He's got, we got to end this one day, maybe eventually. Like it's got to come to an end.
Everybody dies.
I think they should end on Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars would be a perfect way to end it.
That'd be a hell of a. You'd have to do a show.
You could do that, but Secret Wars is something that you could bring in everybody, like from the entire MCU. You just bring everybody back if you wanted to, because Secret Wars pulls people from different timelines, different universes, and all that stuff. Anyways, in the comics, so
that would be an expensive ass fucking show.
But that's a perfect way to one up Endgame as the ending.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be the perfect way to do it. But like, and you'd have to nail it too. You couldn't fuck it up.
Yeah, you would have to nail it.
You fuck it up even a little bit, it's like, all right,
I would just bring back most of the good directors from the MCU and be like, look, you're all going to help me figure this out. We're going to end this together. No, I said the good directors.
Jon Favreau, who directed Thor 2. Get that asshole.
Wasn't that? No, I don't know. I don't know. Right? Shane Black from Iron Man 3.
Shane Black didn't direct that movie, or did he?
I think he did.
Hey, I like Iron Man 3, and I like Shane Black, so get Shane Black's ass in there. Get fucking Joss Whedon back.
After he's been canceled. It was Shane Black. Shane Black did direct that movie.
Hey, that's probably why it's good.
Get Taika Waititi, get James Gunn.
They definitely get like James Gunn, Taika, the Russo brothers, and maybe Jon Favreau, just because he's the one who kind of started everything.
Jon Favreau was consultant for Infinity War and Endgame, so
yeah.
So
I mean, he's still fucking in the universe. He's still around. So I mean,
I think Happy's gonna die in the Spider-Man 3. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Cool. I don't care about.
Speaking of Spider-Man
Happy
3,
Hogan.
I got some Spider-Man news. The theaters officially have the Spider-Man trailer. They haven't released it yet because Sony's being weird.
That movie comes out in like 6 months, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I don't know why we don't have a trailer for it yet.
Fuck Sony.
It's almost to the point where Far From Home trailer came out. And Far From Home trailer was severely delayed because of Endgame. They didn't want to spoil that Spider-Man. So it's bizarre to me that they're waiting this long to release this trailer. So unless Toby and Andrew aren't in it and they're afraid that it's going to
like, we've waited too long. Fuck. Sorry guys, they're not in it.
And like they're afraid to put it out and be like, oh, this is going to get like backlash.
No, but see, here's the thing though. Even if they aren't in the trailer or even if they aren't in the movie, put out the trailer.
Right.
Maybe drop a couple little small hints that maybe they're in it and then just let it ride.
Let it ride.
Because if you don't put them in the trailer, then people are going to start theorizing. They're going to start talking about it, and that's going to get people even more interested in it because they're going to go, "Oh, when are they going to pop up? How are they going to be incorporated into the thing?" Blah blah blah. They'll be disappointed when they go see the movie, but at that point, Sony doesn't care. They got your money, you fucker.
Yeah, like, you paid for the ticket. You paid for the ticket.
Yeah. So like, just put the fucking trailer out.
I don't know. The theaters have had this since our last podcast. So that was 2 weeks ago. And they still haven't dropped the trailer because that's why I said after our podcast that hey, we might be getting a Spider-Man trailer the next day because the theaters had gotten the trailer at that point. So
that's fucking.
It's also under lock and key. So like even the people at the movie theaters can't open it.
This isn't like the Declaration of Independence, all right? It's a fucking Spider-Man trailer.
It was sent in an encrypted email that can't be opened. So
stop, Sony. This isn't. You're not the president of the United States, all right?
This is their big. This is their
trailer.
This is their end game. This is their big movie.
I don't care. It's a fucking Spider-Man trailer, all right? It's not that big.
This is their end game, all right?
We gotta send it with launch codes for the nukes. Like, no, chill. It's fucking Spider-Man.
It's just Spider-Man. Just let it out. Maybe they're waiting because Charlie Cox is in the trailer, and they're like, "Oh, this is what's
does that have to do?"
We don't want people to know yet, so we gotta wait. I don't know.
So maybe a blind guy got beat up, and then they're like, "Oh, it's too soon. We can't have a blind guy
too soon. Can't do it
in the trailer because that brings up emotions now."
Watch the trailer drop in between from when this is filmed and when it actually goes online, and we'll just be talking about bull. Kevin Feige's got a bug on our thing, and he's just listening to us. And then my other Spider-Man thing is to take this with a huge grain of salt. This has to do with the Venom and Morbius universe, all right? So it has nothing to do with
what it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
We need a name for this Sonyverse.
This is called the Sonyverse, for all I care. Apparently, Sony might make Morbius and Venom a part of the Raimiverse, but disregard Spider-Man 3.
so that makes a lot of sense in the current age of Hollywood, how everybody's like, oh, we're gonna make Terminator 3, disregard the actual Terminator 3. Like that makes total fucking sense. But then it's like, okay, but then are you gonna make another Spider-Man 3?
Exactly.
Or is it just like in the continuity, is it gonna be Spider-Man 1, 2, Venom, Morbius? That's odd.
Cause like they're gonna apparently it's going to be a different version of the Raimiverse that the Venom didn't latch on to Spider-Man. He latched on to Eddie Brock, but it's a different Eddie Brock. Apparently it's not what's his face from Spider-Man 3. I don't know. It's weird.
But also Jameson's kid is different than he was in Spider-Man 2 in Venom.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's not the dude in Venom is clearly much older.
So I don't get it. Take it with a grain of salt because it's a rumor. It's nothing like concrete.
Make it a part of the Amazing Universe, Sony.
It would make a lot more
place
sense
for it.
It would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that would be the perfect place. Venom kind of feels like a sequel to the Amazing Spider-Man, doesn't it? Like it kind of feels like it's a part of that universe.
I could see it being a part of it. Yeah.
Like just make it a part of that. Like I don't understand why they're so afraid. It's like they're like WB with Zack Snyder, where they're just like we don't want to talk about those movies. Like you made them. Like just acknowledge them.
Some people like those movies.
And some people like them. I like the first Amazing Spider-Man. Second one can eat a dick, but I like the first one. The first one's fine.
But also that trailer in Morbius where it has the Raimi Spider-Man that's not even the Raimi Spider-Man, it's from the video game.
Yeah.
And it has murder on it. Does that mean that Spider-Man murdered somebody off screen that we just didn't see?
Yeah, if it is a part of the Raimiverse, that is a good question. I mean, in Spider-Man 3 he did murder somebody.
But that Spider-Man 3 doesn't count, remember?
But yeah, that doesn't count. So maybe he technically murdered Green Goblin.
He didn't. He just jumped out of the way.
That's true.
So he would have to kill somebody off screen. That or somebody's accusing him of killing somebody off screen.
I mean, Jameson could be like, oh, he's a murderer.
Maybe. I don't know.
He killed my son.
But if it was part of the MCU, it makes sense because people think that Tom Holland's Spider-Man killed Mysterio. So I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't know what's happening with the Sony universe.
I think they're just throwing whatever in, and then they're just gonna go, fuck it. It's in whatever universe.
Michael Keaton is in Morbius. Does that mean he's part of the Raimiverse and the MCU, or is this a different character? Like,
unless the Michael Keaton thing is only in the trailer and like isn't in the actual movie, like that would make it. I mean, I guess you could have him in multiple universes if there is a multiverse. Like, who gives a shit? But knowing Sony, I wouldn't put it past them to just, hey, let's just shoot this for the trailers just to fuck with people, and it's just not in the movie.
Because that's the only thing people talked about with Morbius was, hey, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, the trailer is whatever. Oh shit, Michael Keaton. That's all anyone gave a fuck about. I actually like the trailer for Morbius. I think Morbius looks neat.
It looks okay.
I think it looks fine.
I said the same thing about the Venom trailer. The Venom trailer looked okay. So
Morbius gave me Blade vibes.
It did give.
This looks like Blade 1 for me.
I'll give you that 100%. It felt like Blade movie, but it's a Morbius. Like, you could mess it up easily. I feel like.
Yeah, he also looks like Michael Jackson. So.
And then this is my last piece of Marvel stuff. Some leaker stated that Wanda's use of the Darkhold to try to find Billy and Tommy is going to what results in the multiverse breaking down later on in the MCU. So. That WandaVision could tie into the multiverse breaking type thing.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's probably part of the plan. That's what the end.
That might be what the end credit scene of Loki is. Who knows?
It's possible. I know they were talking about. I think recently somebody said that Doctor Strange 2 is going to have a fight between Doctor Strange and Wanda.
Yeah, there is.
I still don't think Wanda's the villain. I think they're gonna show up, they're gonna fight, and then some shit's gonna go down. And Doctor Strange is like, look, you gotta help me fix the multiverse or some shit. I don't think they're gonna be villains very long. It'll be like a Batman or Superman thing where they fight and then they gotta team up to fight a bigger thing.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know. We could all just be speculating multiverse stuff, and that's not what they're doing at all. So
I mean, that is what everyone speculated with WandaVision. They're like, oh, they're setting up the multiverse, and then it ended, and everyone was like, oh, there's no multiverse.
I feel like it's what's going to happen with Toby and Andrew and Spider-Man. Oh, Toby and Andrew, they're in it.
I've heard, because there's some people I follow who have like really reliable sources when it comes to this stuff, and they've been saying that like, no, they're in it. But there's something in the back of my mind where it's just like, I don't think they're in it.
Marvel could be putting out fake leaks to like they did with WandaVision. They could.
Because of people were leaking WandaVision with like the guest, the Evan Peters thing and whatever. They could be like, here's fake bullshit. Suck on them apples.
But I wouldn't leak something like that to fake people out because people would be mad if it doesn't happen type thing.
I mean, I'm to a point. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like that would be the thing to leak because it's so big that like, oh shit, is this gonna happen? Like, whoa, holy fuck! And it's even if it doesn't happen, it's good publicity for the movie.
Sure, I see what you're saying with that too, but it could hurt in the long run for your movie making money.
It definitely could, but who the fuck knows?
Because if they're not in it, nobody's going to trust any leaks that ever come out again. And people are, and then when real leaks start coming out, people are going to be like, oh, who cares? They could be fake. Like
Uncle Ben, he ain't showing up. Fuck you.
Uncle Ben ain't showing up. It's not Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks ain't Uncle Ben.
Tom Hanks would make an amazing Uncle Ben.
No, he would be. Be the Uncle Ben to end all Uncle Bens.
That would be awesome. I kind of want Michael Fassbender as Uncle Ben, but that's just me.
No, because I want him as Dr. Doom.
He would be an awesome Dr. Doom, but I want a scary Uncle Ben. So
I don't want a scary Uncle Ben. We don't need a scary Uncle Ben.
I want a scary Uncle Ben. God damn it!
Get a horror.
What about James
McAvoy?
Movie. James McAvoy could be a solid Uncle Ben.
I did want him as Moon Knight, and since he's not Moon Knight, I could see that.
He'd be a weird Moon Knight.
Only because he did the multiple personality things. That's the only reason why I want.
Well, yeah, he's really good at doing that. I just can't picture. He's got like a weird nose, and I can't picture like his nose like with Moon Knight.
Somebody mentioned this, and it kind of makes sense to me. Do you think Moon Knight is going to do the mental illness stuff? Because that's a weird thing to try to market for like toys and stuff. It's like, hey, this guy's got mental illness. Buy our toys.
They're going to maybe acknowledge that he might be a little crazy, a little bit, or they might not even say that he's crazy. I think they'll keep it a little bit ambiguous on whether he actually has the powers of the moon god or whatever, or if it's all like bullshit. And
you think it'd be kind of like Batman, where it's like you could see that he's probably a crazy person, but they never outright say he's a crazy person?
Probably, yeah, because they're not going to do the DID thing, because then the DID community is going to be all up in arms about it. Where it's like, oh, you're misrepresenting our bullshit disease that we have, and they're not going to market that to families, because that's a weird thing to market. I think he's just going to be he's going to be Marvel's Batman. They're just going to make him kind of off his rocker a little bit, but not so much to where it's scary. Like, not so much to where it's like you can't like the guy.
I think you're right. I think
which is like but the whole point of the Moon Knight is that he's a lunatic. Like, that's the whole point of that character, is that you don't know whether he actually has powers or if he just believes that he's got this shit because he's crazy. Like, that's the whole point.
Maybe they got to the point where, like, you know what? We just want to make this, and who cares about if it makes a lot of money or not? As long as it makes a little bit, we'll just make his whatever, because it's Moon Knight. Who cares?
I mean, that's possible. I'm very interested in seeing what they do with Moon Knight.
I
hope they don't fuck it up, but I don't know. And I can't wait to see that costume.
They better nail it.
Is gonna look fucking beautiful. Don't give me the fucking that new costume, the black and white one. I want the all white. Fucking the classic Moon Knight with the white hood and the fucking white eyes. I want the classic. I fucking love all white costumes. I love the all white Batman suit. It looks gorgeous, and I want to see it.
You love the White Vision?
White Vision looked way better than I ever could have imagined. White Vision looked great.
So, all right, you ready to get into some DC news?
DC news.
I got quite a bit, more than I usually do for DC.
What is your DC news?
Oh, I got some spicy stuff for the Batman. You ready for this?
How spicy? Is it like mild, or is it like flaming hot?
Like flaming hot spice. I don't know. It could be mild. I don't know. So officially, it's not rated R, which I kind of expected the Batman to not be rated R. But there were some rumors flying around that it might be rated R.
I thought we knew that already.
There were some rumors flying around like, oh, it's rated R, but they're just keeping it all secret. No, it's not rated R.
No, they would never make a Batman movie rated R.
They officially said it wasn't rated R, but there was some rumored casting that may have flown under the radar. Al Pacino might play Thomas Wayne.
That's a little weird. That's a bit of a wasted opportunity, because he's probably, if that's true, he's going to be in the movie for what, 2 seconds, and he gets shot and dies.
I feel like if they got Al Pacino, they'd do a little bit more with him.
Make him a villain.
I don't know. I feel like we would have heard about this casting already, though, because they
would have Al Pacino, like they would have hyped that up like a motherfucker.
But if he is Thomas Wayne, I could see them not hyping that up because he died.
But why make it Al Pacino if he's just gonna die?
Because it's Al Pacino. Why?
But that's such a weird, like, that's like getting Robert De Niro's Uncle Ben, and then he shows up for a second and then gets shot. It's like, why did you get Al Pacino, or why did you get Robert De Niro for this 2-second scene? Like, that's such a wasted opportunity. Like, I think Al Pacino would make an awesome Carmine Falcone. I think he could fucking nail that. I don't think he's Italian, but I don't really give a shit. He could nail that. I know John Turturro's playing that character, but I think like Al Pacino could be an awesome crime boss, and I would love to see him in it, like in that role in a Batman universe at some point.
Yeah, I can see that. I kind of want him as Thomas Wayne though, too. I don't know why. I just feel like it'd be awesome.
I mean, if it was about Thomas Wayne, sure. I just don't want him to be wasted in a 2-second little part, and then gets shot and die, and he's like, "Oh, mom, Al Pacino, hoo-ah," and then he dies.
He says "hooah" as he's getting shot.
Hooah!
I mean, maybe they got bigger plans for him down the road or something. I don't know.
They're gonna do Flashpoint Batman with old ass Al Pacino. It's like, all right.
They do a what if, and
I don't want Al Pacino as Flashpoint Batman.
Imagine Al Pacino in a Batman suit. Oh,
no,
that'd be so bad.
No, not even young Al Pacino.
It'd be so bad.
Hey, I'm Batman.
Because he's all hunched. He's gonna be all hunched over. And just,
it'll be the Irishman, but he'll be in a Batman suit.
He'll be in a Batman suit.
It's like, you're clearly not 35.
I would walk into that room and be like, "Is this a parody? Like, what is this?" Like,
he's like, hooah. He's like, "What, Al Pacino? You look retarded.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm Batman. Hooah.
I'm Batman." I know you saw this. We had a bloody bat symbol of the Keaton Batman suit. What's your take on that?
For one, that image looks awesome. That's just a cool looking image.
It does.
I hope,
cool.
Like, if we had a third Batman, like a Keaton Batman movie, that would be like the logo on the poster. Like, and that would be awesome fucking poster for a Batman movie. I want to get if there's some way to fucking turn this image into a poster, I want that poster and just like hang it up somewhere because that looks awesome. I don't know. A lot of people have been theorizing that maybe that means he's gonna die. I would assume that that's what that means. It can't be he's just murdering more people, because for Michael Keaton's Batman, that's normal. That's just what he does. So maybe they could kill him.
Maybe I don't think you go the route of killing Keaton's Batman though.
Why not?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
He's a fucking old man. They're gonna kill him, and then they'll introduce Batman Beyond, and then we'll have a Batman Beyond spinoff movie, and then
I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. Some more Keaton Batman stuff. It's rumored that his suit is going to be mocap, which is going to be disappointing.
What?
Yeah.
What? No. Is he going to be in a fucking mech suit? No.
I think Keaton just doesn't want to wear the suit. I feel.
I don't give a damn, Michael Keaton. You're wearing that goddamn suit. All right.
Maybe his neck hurts.
Fuck you.
That's why he can't move it.
Don't give him a stiff neck. We've gone so far past this. Ben Affleck didn't have a stiff neck. All right.
Christian Bale after the first movie didn't.
Christian Bale didn't. Like, they fixed it. Give him a fucking bat suit where he can fucking turn his head and actually move like a real person. All right. You don't have to. It's not like, oh, we got Michael Keaton Batman back. Here's your old suit from 30 years ago. Update the suit. That's what every fucking movie does.
Well, maybe that's why they're mocapping it. I don't know.
That's gonna look like shit.
I mean, they've gotten really good with mocap suits.
But no, I don't give a fuck.
Like, I couldn't tell the in-game suits were mocapped until somebody pointed out to me.
Like, that universe, that Burton verse, everything feels tangible and practical.
Are we going to the Burton verse though?
I would assume so. It's the same mansion that's in the Burton verse. It's Michael Keaton's Batman.
True.
I would assume it's the same. It'd be weird if it's like another Michael Keaton Batman.
No, I just thought Michael Keaton might be in the DCEU verse then, or the Flashpoint verse,
another
or
Batman.
Whatever. Yeah,
but not Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah,
that'd be weird. I don't think I'd like that.
Maybe he's the Burton Batman, but he gets sucked into a different universe. Not they go into his universe.
Oh, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think it's gonna like Flash fuck something up, and then he ends up in the Burton verse somehow. And then him and Batman have to team up, and they got to go on wacky adventures and blah blah blah. I think that's what it's gonna be. But even still, it's like we're gonna be in the Burton verse for a little bit. True. And his that universe is like tangible. Like, you look at that and there's like, oh, there's practical sets. The suit.
If his suit is flawless, would you be okay with it? Like, you can't tell it's mocap, but it was mocap.
I don't know. I just don't see the purpose in it being mocap. Like, what is so special about it that it needs to be mocap?
I don't either. Except besides if Michael Keaton says he just doesn't want to wear the suit, maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but
if Michael Keaton says he doesn't want to wear the suit, then he has no right to be Batman. All right.
I don't think Michael Keaton would say that. I think he'd be like, yeah, let me wear
the I feel like Michael Keaton's probably like, no, I want to wear the suit. Where's the suit? And they're like, Michael, we don't have to actually put you in a suit, but I want to wear the suit. Where's the suit?
I did Birdman complaining about
I brought my own suit. Can I just wear that?
I made the Birdman movie complaining about not doing Batman 3. Like, I'm doing this.
I'm doing this, all right?
This is the ending I deserve.
even though I dropped out of Batman 3 because I didn't want to be Batman anymore at the time.
He regrets it. He regrets it now, though.
I'm sure he does.
Back then, he didn't regret it.
I'm sure he does now. But I mean, like, even with the CG suits and like in-game and stuff, I just think that like part of what makes superhero movies fun is the craftsmanship behind like seeing practical sets is always cool, but like seeing the superhero suits come to life and seeing that like, oh, Anthony Mackie's really in a fucking Captain America suit and it looks cool as shit.
Same thing with Chris Evans' Captain America suit.
And yeah, it's like all of his suits look cool. They managed to take something from the comics and make an actual suit and make it look cool. Like, it's just something about, like, it's the artistry behind it. Like, I don't just want it to, we'll just slap it together and put it in CG.
Wanda's new suit in WandaVision looks dope, too.
Exactly. Like, I like tangible suits. I think with in-game, that's fine because they were time travel suits and it was rushed, and they still had other suits that they were still wearing. If all of their suits in the movie were fucking CG, that would have been a problem. But, like, Cap was wearing a practical suit, even during that scene. They just CG'd over it. But, like, I like the practical suits.
I see that. It's fair. That's a fair point. I think if it's to the point where I can't tell, though, then it's fine with me. Like, if it looks like a real suit and I can tell it's not CG, it's fine with me.
I don't want no Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern bullshit.
I don't want that either. But after seeing Endgame, I think they could pull it off. Because I didn't know those white suits weren't real until somebody was like,
I didn't either.
They're mocap.
I also kind of assumed. I was like, I just figured they just made fucking suits. Why would you not?
So maybe going in, being skeptical now, you might notice that it's mocap.
Probably, yeah.
But if it's flawless, you may not even notice.
I mean, I think we can both agree it won't be anything like the super lip.
Oh, no, nothing.
Like, it'll at least... Because I feel like Keaton's Batman, even if it is CG, they'll keep him in shadow. And, like, they'll keep him in, like, the darkness. So, like, you wouldn't even... It's honestly like you probably don't even have to put Keaton in a suit. Just put him in like a shadow and give him the bat.
I think he would have a real mask, but I think maybe his body might be CG. I don't know though.
It's possible.
Because it's hard to do stuff on faces. I don't know. CG hasn't got to that point yet, so maybe they'll give him a real mask. I don't know. Yeah,
make the mask a real thing. I don't know. It's just weird.
It is weird. It may not even be true. It's just a rumor that he's gonna have a mocap.
Possible. I don't know.
Maybe he does.
That logo that they took a picture of, that was a real logo.
Maybe it is a mech suit. Maybe he has two suits and he has a mech suit. I don't know.
Mech suit. God damn it.
Maybe it's a different suit. I don't know.
Fucking Batman is goddamn mech suits.
He's prepared.
I mean, I guess if they do the Batman Beyond route, he did wear a mech suit in Batman Beyond for like a minute. So maybe they'll like pay homage to that a little bit, but fuck it. I don't want to see that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I want to see like the natural evolution of the Tim Burton suit. Like I want to see like what that Batman would make in his old age. Like
maybe it's a mech suit. Maybe that's what he makes.
Dumb.
He's old. He needs more punches.
But this isn't exaggerated. This isn't Chris Nolan Batman where it's like a realistic world. It's like this is the heightened Tim Burton nightmare world. So it's like he's old, but like what does that even mean in this universe? Like if he's still Batman when he's fucking 80, that means nothing. Like,
did you see that we got Aquaman 2 title officially?
Yes.
It's called Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom,
which is a little weird because I figured that like we saw the Lost Kingdom. It's Atlantis,
right?
In the first movie.
There's another Lost Kingdom.
There's Atlantis 2.
Atlantis the sequel.
Atlantis the sequel. There's also that weird animated Aquaman show coming out on HBO Max that is somehow connected to the Aquaman movies.
Oh,
I don't know if that's coming out.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah, there were screenshots of it. It looked like Adventure Time, and it was really weird. Like that art style, and it looks bizarre.
Yeah, that's a weird choice, but
it's very weird. I don't know why it's happening, but it's an interesting title. It's better than anything I probably could have come up with Aquaman. I would have just called it Aquaman 2.
I just don't know what the title means. The Lost City, like, or the Lost Kingdom.
Unless there's another lost city that he's like uncovering now. I guess I don't fucking know.
It just sounds like we're doing Indiana Jones 4. Like, I don't know.
Aquaman in the Kingdom of the Lost Fish. I don't know.
I'm just not. I don't care about Aquaman enough because the first movie didn't do anything for me. Maybe this one will be better.
I hope this one's better. I hope James Wan like took some criticism and went, all right, I'm not going to add an explosion every 15 fucking minutes in this movie.
I'm not going to add an explosion when I can't think of dialogue to go from scene to scene.
When I can't think of a natural transition to a scene, I'm not just going to, explosion. Hopefully, because he is a good filmmaker. He produced the Swamp Thing series, which is really, really good. So it's like he has talent and he can do interesting, cool stuff with these characters.
I mean, I'm sure if he's a big time if he's a director in Hollywood, he has some sort of talent. I'm sure he does. So I have faith that he can make a good movie. I just don't know if this one's gonna be good or not.
Fucking make it good, James Wan.
Make it good.
I will fight you.
More Aquaman stuff. Jason Momoa.
There's more? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Jason Momoa wants an Aquaman and Black Adam team up thing.
What?
So I think he just wants to be in a movie with The Rock.
Slow your roll, Jason Momoa, all right? He was talking about being in Shazam also. Like, I think he's just like, please put me in more stuff because I don't want my Aquaman like time to just be cut short because you're canceling everything. I think he's just like, sure, I'm gonna team up with Spider-Man. Like, fuck it.
And they're like, that's not DC.
It's like you guys don't even own that.
It's not even Disney. That's Sony.
Yeah, that's Sony. So well, maybe we could team up. Maybe we can make a deal. I don't fucking know.
I mean, in Aquaman versus Black Adam, I feel like Black Adam would kick his ass. Honestly,
Black Adam would, because for one, he's magic. If Black Adam can beat Superman, he can beat Aquaman.
that's your put a pin in it.
Because that's Superman is the strongest there is, and if Black Adam can beat him,
but
Aquaman's just gonna come out of the blue and just beat the shit out of Black Adam.
Superman's weakness is magic, so that's not a very fair fight.
That's not a weakness. It's just magic affects him because it defies all rules and logic. Same thing with Aquaman. It has the same effect on Aquaman as it does with Superman. It's not like magic makes Superman weaker. It's just magic users can actually like hurt Superman because it's magic.
Because it's magic. Demonetized for that too.
Is that a song?
It might be. I don't know.
Did you just make up a song?
I don't know. I just don't care. Again, I don't care about Aquaman. So
I don't either. I don't think we necessarily need a second Aquaman movie, but
I don't think we need Aquaman in Black Adam or a Shazam movie or whichever one.
No, we really don't. I would love an Aquaman cameo like the first Shazam movie, where it's just cut off the head, it just ends right there and cuts the credits. Like I think I would love that like being a running gag with the Justice League.
I think Jason Momoa would want to be in it and actually like be the cameo, but still,
if he had an awesome sense of humor, he would be in it, but they'd still cut his head off.
they even credit him in the credits.
Yeah, he's in the credits. He's in the opening credits, and Jason Momoa, and he's in one scene at the end. He doesn't do anything.
Everybody's like, "Where's Jason Momoa?" Oh, there he is.
Oh shit! The movie's over.
That's it. That's it.
That'd be hilarious. I'd laugh my ass off if they did that.
I don't know if Jason Momoa has like. I feel like he's kind of just wants to, like you said, he wants to stay relevant as Aquaman. So I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know. Like, is there anybody you'd want to team up with him besides Superman? Though
I'd rather have a Flash Aquaman team up.
Flash Aquaman. That seems like a weird pairing, but I can see it.
It's just as weird as Aquaman and Black Adam.
I guess Aquaman and Cyborg, Aquaman and Hawkman.
Aquaman and Cyborg could be cool because they had an interesting kind of buddy thing going on in Justice League for a little bit.
Aquaman and Green Lantern.
My man. Fuck no, Green Lantern. Which Green Lantern?
Hal Jordan.
Maybe because Hal Jordan's a dumb idiot, so he'd probably be cool with it. But like Jon Stewart would want nothing to do with Aquaman. He'd be like, "Fuck off, dude. I got shit. I got an entire fucking planet to protect. Fuck your water shit. All right."
Aquaman and Martian Manhunter.
That could be interesting.
Martian Manhunter is so much stronger than Aquaman, though.
He is. I wonder? Can he breathe underwater? I don't
know. I don't know.
I would think if he could shapeshift, he could create gills.
He could just become a fish.
I am a fish.
Can he become? He can't become animals, can he?
Why not?
I don't know.
I've never seen him become one, but I would assume.
Like, can he become a bird and just like disguise himself as a bird?
Why the fuck not?
I don't know. I feel like that's Beast Boy's powers more than.
Well, Beast Boy can only turn into animals. If you're a shapeshifter, you can turn into whatever you want.
So you turn into like a soda pop machine.
He could be a little, if you wanted to. He could be a little chihuahua, but with the head of a man.
Ugh.
Just imagine Harry Lennox's head on a chihuahua's body, just running around.
That's horrifying. Why would you put that image into my brain?
It's a funny ass image.
It's not a funny ass.
I want to Photoshop that.
Gosh. And then my last piece of DC news: It's rumored that Henry Cavill was on set of Black Adam. It's rumored. It's rumored. He's probably not in it, but
I don't think he's in Black Adam. I would highly doubt it because I think Black Adam is also supposed to be set like years and years ago. So that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense unless there's like a flash forward at some point. But
I mean, if it takes place 5 years ago, if Man of Steel took place when it came out, it's 2011 or 2012 or whatever. So,
well, that's true. So. But I think if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong because we don't fucking know anything about Black Adam, but I could have sworn they said they wanted to like go like ancient Egypt, like Black Adam, like he's like a long ass time ago.
That long.
So like that wouldn't make sense if
it wouldn't that way. Unless it's an end credit scene.
If it's an end credit scene, that could be fun. It's Black Adam in modern day, and Superman shows up. He's like, "What the fuck you think you're doing?" And Black Adam turns around, and then it's Superman just standing there in his black suit.
And Black Adam punches him into the ground, and that's how it ends.
Fuck. Superman's like, "I'm being black, bitch," and then he punches him.
And then Shazam 2 opens with Superman on the news getting the hell beat out of him. Black Adam.
I just pictured that we have some disturbing footage to show to you tonight. Superman just got his ass kicked. Then it cuts to like a scene, and it's like the scene in Justice League when Superman's like holding down Steppenwolf and just beating the shit out of him. It's just Black Adam on top of Superman, just constantly just like beating the shit out of him.
And Billy Batson's like, "Oh God."
Billy Batson would fucking shit himself.
Billy Batson's like, "I gotta go save Superman. He's my buddy.
I gotta go save Superman. He ate lunch with me. He ate lunch with me." That would be really fun if we had a scene like that where it's like, "Oh shit, my friend's in trouble," and then he like goes and saves Superman, and Superman's like, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
Because would he know Billy Batson? Because he knows Shazam, but would he know Billy Batson?
I feel like Billy Batson would tell him, like, "Look,
yo, I'm really 12.
I'm a kid."
Like what?
Like, you're a grown man. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a grown ass man. Look at your muscles.
It's like it's a muscle suit.
He says it's a muscle suit, bro. These ain't real.
It ain't real. Well, the flying, it's all wires, man.
It's all wires, bro.
I'm Mysterio.
It's all CG, man.
I'm Mysterio of the DC universe. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Who the fuck? What is going on?
It's all a movie.
Speaking of Shazam muscle suits, we got our first look at the new Shazam suit.
We did, and his muscle suit doesn't look as bad as it did in the first one. So.
I think his suit in the first one looks great.
It looks fine. It's just it was, I could tell it was a muscle suit.
Well, yeah, it was clearly a big fucking thing because he's not
whereas this one doesn't look as much like a muscle suit to me. To me it doesn't.
Yeah, I think this one I think Zachary Levi just got a little bigger and they crafted the suit around him this time. I think they slimmed it down a little bit. I think they mostly did that just to kind of like save on material. They're like, can you just like bulk up a little bit more so we can like cut back on material?
Maybe he wanted to bulk up for the first one. He just didn't have time or something. I don't know.
It could. I mean, he did bulk up, just not that fucking big.
Yeah,
because he was swole as a motherfucker in that movie.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But he did work out and like get jacked. I like the suit. It's kind of a mix of like New 52 Shazam and classic Captain Marvel, where it's like the logo is very much classic Captain Marvel, but the design of the suit, it looks very armor-ish, which is how New 52 Shazam kind of looked. So it's kind of a mix of both of them. Yeah.
I don't know much about Shazam's newer suits, so I don't know how they look. But I think this one looks pretty good.
I think it looks cool. I can't wait to see it with like the cape and the hood and
everything. Yeah. Is he going to do more of the hood? Or is he just...
I don't know. They didn't really do much of the hood. He wore the hood like once in the first movie.
I like to see him with the hood. He was trying to like hide, and that's why
he looked like a creepy weirdo because he was like standing outside the window being like, "Hey, kid." And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Shazam?
Like he wouldn't know that's you, Billy.
Yeah. The first response, hey, it's me. What the who? No, you're a 30-year-old man. What the fuck? Get
out of my yard.
Get the fuck out of my yard. I'm calling the cops.
Billy Batson's not the brightest person.
No, he's a dumb kid. He's in high school. I would have done the same fucking thing.
So hey, I'm muscles.
I'd come over to your house, and I'd be knocking on your fucking window. Hey, it's me. You'd be like, who the fuck is this?
A white guy.
I feel like I would be a white guy if I was a superhero. I feel like I'd knock on the window and be, hey, it's me. And then like you just think for a second, you go, oh, that's Wade. Like I think you would just like intentional, like you would know. You'd be like, whatever weird fucking shit is going on, Wade probably has something to do
If you had like a Coca-Cola in your hand, I'd be like, it's Wade.
Hey, it's me. I'm Coke Man.
I got a Coke for you.
I would definitely have a Coke in my hand because I would go rob a vending machine.
You pushed over the vending machine and took a Coke out of it. That's all you did.
Yeah. I electrocuted it and a Coke came out.
It's like, with all these new powers, what am I going to do? Rob a Coke vending machine.
I got all these incredible powers. I can stop bullets. I can fly faster than a fucking speeding jet. And then it cuts, smash cuts, and I'm at a vending machine, just like electrocuting it.
Zap.
Hell yeah, fuck that. I ain't using my powers for anything real.
It's like, look, I got these powers, but I'm lazy. Or I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you bet your fucking ass.
That's all my DC news, though. So if you got more, lay it on me.
We got a cast list for the Super Pets movie.
Oh, I heard about this. Kevin Hart's in it, I heard.
We have Dwayne Johnson as Crypto, the super dog.
Oh.
We have Kevin Hart as Ace the Bat Hound.
Oh.
Which is a little weird.
So those are just pets.
Yeah, it's DC Super Pets.
No, the movie Pets.
Oh, Secret Life of Pets?
Yeah.
Basically, because wasn't The Rock in that also?
And so I think Kevin Hart was in it.
Kevin Hart was. He was the rabbit. We also have Keanu Reeves.
No.
We don't know who he's playing, but he's in it.
He's playing the stunt guy from Toy Story 4.
Duke Kaboom.
He's
not an animal, but I would be fine with that.
He's Duke Kaboom.
We have John Krasinski.
Oh.
Diego Luna, Mr. Whispers. And Kate McKinnon from SNL and Girlbusters.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a weird cast.
It is
It's not really a weird cast. Just John Krasinski doesn't feel like he fits in that cast for some reason.
He's not really much of like a voice act. Like he's not. His voice isn't like exaggerated enough to be like a cartoon.
I'm just gonna think. I'm like, it's just John Krasinski.
All right, John Krasinski.
Maybe he's playing a human. Maybe he's not playing.
That's very possible.
An animal. I don't know though.
It's very possible. Because would Superman and Batman and all them like exist?
I have no idea.
The world of the Super Pets, because in the Crypto the Superdog show, Superman did show up, so it's like it's possible.
I have no idea.
Maybe Keanu Reeves is Superman.
Maybe that they should bring back Nick Cage to voice Superman.
Like, whoa, it's Crypto. It's awesome. I'm Superman.
He was great in Spider-Verse too. He does great voice acting.
He's a very talented voice actor, and he would have made an incredible Superman.
No, not a live-action Superman.
He would have made a fucking incredible, because this was pre-meme Nick Cage. He would have made an awesome Superman.
No, because he'd just be Nick Cage. He wouldn't have gotten jacked or anything.
No, of course he wouldn't have gotten jacked. They put a fucking fake ab suit on him while he was playing Superman. Like Michael Keaton wasn't jacked as Batman either. Like, he didn't need to be.
He's more believable as Batman than Superman, though. Than Nick Cage as Superman.
I don't know. I think Nick Cage's Superman is just as believable as Michael Keaton's Batman.
No, definitely not.
I could see them interacting.
Nick Cage's Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman interacting. Yeah. That would be Nick Cage's the Superman amazing. Of Michael Keaton's Batman universe. That'd be freaking insane.
That'd be amazing, dude.
That would fit so well in Burton's world, though. Honestly, like.
That Superman movie is supposed to be a Burton movie.
It sounds like it would fit so well.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I don't know. The Burton movies feel like they're separate from other DC movies. Like it's just Batman. Like there's no Superman out there.
No other superheroes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
To be honest. But I would have loved to have seen. Like, imagine just sitting down being like, all right, this is a weird movie with Nick Cage in it as Superman. He's not really Superman, but like, whatever. And then all of fucking Michael Keaton's ass comes in. You're like, whoa.
Whoa, it's Batman.
Holy shit, it's Batman. Whoa. That would have been
cool. I mean, seeing that without knowing, that'd blow my mind. But,
yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
I mean, I don't know.
I want it.
I'm sure you want it.
I still want it. Hey, they're both still alive. Put them in a movie together.
It would not work today at all.
Why not?
Maybe in the 80s or the 90s.
Why would that not work today?
Because Nick Cage is a crazy person. More than he was back then.
But he's still like, you say that as if like he's just gonna show up on set and just like do whatever he wants. Like he's still an actor. He's still gonna show up and.
But he's also older now. He looks old.
Well, yeah, he'd be an older Superman.
I don't want that.
He'd be an older, bloated Superman.
Unless it's like a parody, I don't want that.
I'd be fine with that.
If it's a parody, I'm fine. You can do that.
Get the 21 Jump Street guys.
That'd be pretty good.
I'd make a parody Superman movie.
I'd sit down and watch that.
We need to pitch this to WB.
They would not listen to us at all.
No,
they would block whatever we sent that to them on.
Like, get the fuck out of here. We got to make a black Superman. Speaking of get the fuck out of here though. The last two pieces of DC news I have, they're both rumors.
I love rumors.
They could be true, they could be not. Apparently Christian Bale is still in talks to appear in the Flash movie.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, maybe. Actually, you know what? I think it might happen.
Like you just did a total 180 in 20 seconds.
I had to think about it.
Fuck that. That ain't gonna happen. Well, maybe. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I don't know. I can't say it's gonna happen, but I could see it happening. If you would have asked me before he was cast in Thor 4, I would have said no, he would have never done it. But since he came back to Marvel, since he's in Marvel, I feel like he would come back to DC. I feel like he would.
I mean, he's been very adamant about like he won't only come back as Batman if Christopher Nolan directs another Batman movie.
Yeah. So
I feel like unless he's just like, I want to be Batman, fuck Chris Nolan, like whatever. Like unless he's doing that, which is totally possible, he could just be.
You know what else?
More money, like whatever.
Money talks.
It does, yeah.
So.
It's not totally like 100% like unbelievable that this is possible. I also just don't want this. Like I like the fact that the Nolan movies are their own thing. Like,
I don't know if I want it or not, honestly. Like, it'd be cool to see, but it's like that instance of seeing him would be cool. But then after that, it's like, okay, now what? Type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and also people would expect more to come from it.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, we're going to see, like, we getting a Batman 4? Like,
no.
We don't want that.
I don't need a Batman 4. I don't want a Batman 4.
And also, wouldn't it technically be, if they go to the Nolan verse, wouldn't it technically be Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Batman?
It depends on what time period they go in. Like, if they go in during, like, the Dark Knight, then, you know.
They go in at the beginning of Dark Knight Rises when he's just like a hermit in his Wayne Manor.
Like, we need you, Batman. He's like, I'm old and crusty.
I have no cartilage in my fucking knees.
Get out of my freaking house.
Get the fuck out of my house. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. Is this movie just gonna be like, hey, let's bring back every Batman ever? Like,
there was a rumor about the Man of Steel universe was gonna be connected to the Nolan verse at one point, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was gonna be Batman. And
that was originally Zack Snyder talked about. He was like, we had an idea of wanting to connect it to the Nolan verse, but they scrapped it.
Which is for the best, I think, personally. But.
Yeah, I don't. Because the whole point of the Nolan verse is like Batman, but he's like a real guy. Like what would Batman be like?
Because Man of Steel, he would seem so much more powerful than that Batman. It just doesn't seem realistic that they would be fighting each other in the Batman versus Superman.
That Batman of all the Batman does not belong in the Justice League.
No, he would.
That die. Batman would be fucking dead in 20 seconds if he tried to punch a parademon.
He would be dead.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't believe this. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope Christian Bale has enough integrity to go, I think fucking doing it.
They may hint towards Christian Bale's Batman, but maybe not have Christian Bale's Batman show up in it.
That's fine.
I can see that.
They could do, because they did that in Crisis with Keaton, where they was just like, oh, he's in a newspaper, and that was it. Like, just do something like that. Like, maybe have Joseph Gordon-Levitt fucking show up, and he's in his.
They could show up in the Dark Knight universe and just be in the Wayne Mansion, but he's not there or something. Like, oh, we can't stay long. But there's the Batmobile, and it looks like a tank and blah.
I mean, that's totally possible. Why are we only going to Batman stuff though? There's already two Batman in this. Like, why aren't we going to like Steel? Why aren't we going to like
Batman himself causes a nexus, and they're like, we gotta go get other Batman.
There's a Batman nexus.
A Batman nexus.
Too many Batmans.
Too many Batman.
There's too many Batman. I have to kill all of them.
To quote, what's his name from Doctor Strange? Too many sorcerers.
Too many sorcerers. Fuck. What if Michael Keaton's Batman? Like, he figures out that there's a multiverse, and he's like, I'm Batman. motherfucker.
Y'all
gotta die.
That seems like the crazy person type thing of Michael Keaton's Batman to do. Like, I'm gonna be the ultimate Batman.
I am Batman. Y'all need to die. Like, that would if he's the villain of the fucking Flash movie. Fuck, man, that'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing. People probably wouldn't like that, but I
don't give a fuck. That would be so much fun. It would be Zack Snyder's Batman, but just with Michael Keaton, where he's just like a crazy psychopathic murderer now. And he's just like, I'm fucking out of my mind, and I'm killing.
In his mind, though, he's killing multiversal beings, so he's like, they're not my people, so I can kill.
Well, he's technically killing himself.
Technically,
there's just different versions of him.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it murder? Is it suicide? Rules don't apply because it's a multiverse, and that's how they fucking get rid of Ben Affleck in the DCEU.
Michael Keaton kills him. Jesus.
He sets his ass on fire like he did that clown
with his Batmobile.
He's like, oh fuck.
God, what a gruesome way to die.
And then Michael Keaton like turns around and he goes, "Do you bleed?" And then he drives off.
No, that'd be stupid. You had me up until that point.
No, he burns him, or like he'll kill him, and then he goes, "I guess he does bleed," and then he leaves.
No, he wouldn't bleed. He'd just be a burnt, crisp cookie on the ground.
Well, that's true. I guess if we burned him, that wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
We'd have to like stab him and be like, "Oh, I guess he does."
He burns him, and then he walks up and pokes him with a knife.
He burns him, and then just to make sure, he stabs him. He just a little poke.
Oh, he does bleed.
Like, oh, he's bleeding.
It's like, yeah, that's what happens when you stab people, Keaton. I've never murdered anyone. I wouldn't have known that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know murder. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Is there a Watcher type person in the DC universe?
I mean, there are several. There's nobody really like watching the DC like universe who's just like trying to keep everything in check. But there are like other beings that
does Batmite, does he like follow what Batman does all the time?
Well, Batmite is like a crazed, obsessed Batman fan.
Does he watch what Batman does all the time?
Sort of. He kind of just I'm glad they got rid of him, but like he kind of just shows up and he's like, "Oh, hey, Batman, you're so cool. I've been watching you." Like blah 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 blah. So sort of, but it's not really like one central character that's like watching everything.
They could put Batmite in it to piss off Michael Keaton.
That's not going to piss off Michael Keaton. That's going to piss off everyone.
Or at least Michael Keaton's Batman is what I mean.
They had a really funny Batmite joke in Batman the Animated Series, where they just completely like shit all over that character. It was really funny.
He's a fifth dimensional being.
Yeah, fuck all that noise. Speaking of fuck all that noise, the last piece of DC news, and this is another rumor, and this has been going on for a while now. I don't know why, but apparently WB hates the Batman.
The movie?
Yeah, the upcoming movie, the Batman.
Why?
I don't know. There's been all these rumors coming out recently that like they're just not happy with it and they don't like it, and it's like, but it's like I feel like that's kind of weird for them to do. If this is true, that's kind of weird because it's exactly probably what they wanted Zack Snyder to do with it, because it's just aping the Nolan stuff. So it's like,
that's weird to me. Does that mean like it's not good, you think? Or you think it's just not what they wanted? If
it is true, I think it's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I think it's not what they want. Which at this point, I don't know what the fuck WB
What if they pull the plug on it like Solo?
Just no more. Well, I mean, I think they shot everything. So I mean, like we have it. Might as well put it out.
Like if they pull a Solo and just like no, reshoot it, the whole thing. Like it's awful.
We'll bring back Christopher Nolan, reshoot it. That'd
be the first movie to ever get reshot after a trailer's been put out, except for maybe Justice League.
Well, Justice League, I did this like a couple days ago. I went back and watched all of the Justice League trailers. It's so fucking hilarious to see like the first trailer is like all Zack Snyder stuff. The second trailer is like mostly Zack Snyder stuff, but there's like some Whedon stuff in there. And then like the last trailer is like all Whedon stuff. And it's just like the progression of like the transformation into the Whedon movie. I guess it would be, yeah, technically. I don't know.
Which Warner Brothers would have done it twice in like 5 years.
Yeah, you would think they would have learned their lesson from Justice League, but
just release it. I feel like Matt Reeves has a good handle on it. Just let him fucking.
Yeah, I mean, it does look very like Nolan-esque, but Matt Reeves is a good director, and if he makes a good movie, then he made a good movie. I don't give a shit like how it looks or like the bat costume or whatever.
Exactly.
Like if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
So, but this could be that kind of thing where it's like it's a good movie, but Warner Brothers is like, fuck all this. Like,
do you think it has to do with the Moon Knight thing? Maybe they don't like that Batman has maybe mental illness in this that Matt Reeves is playing off of, and they're like, we don't like that. You think that's what it is?
It could be,
because I could see that vibe. I could see Matt Reeves doing that kind of vibe.
Because, well, if you from the trailer, it very much seems like he's playing into the fact that Batman's a fucking psychopath. Like, he's not a good guy. Like, you shouldn't root for this motherfucker. Like, it seems like he is kind of going in the mental illness route.
You think Warner Brothers is saying, like, nah, we don't like that?
Maybe Warner Brothers is like, that's not super profitable. Like,
right.
Maybe tone that down.
We can't sell a guy who's a psychopath as a toy.
Yeah, like we can't really, like, Matt Reeves is making a film and WB wants a movie. Like, it could be that. But I don't know.
I think at this point, it's too late. Like, you gotta just release it. Like,
what the fuck is wrong with Warner Brothers? It's not like Warner Brothers keeps acting like these directors just come in and they just go rogue on set. It's like, no, he pitched you an idea and you okayed it.
Also, that's Matt Reeves. It seems like something Matt Reeves would do.
And yeah, Matt Reeves, he did that with Caesar. The 2 Planet of the Apes movies he did were character studies on Caesar in that world. Did you expect him to come in and do an action-packed, like, superhero Batman movies? Like, no, he's going to dive into the psyche of Batman. Like, that's what he's gonna do.
Same thing with Solo. Like, oh yeah, like, we hired 2 comedians, but it was too funny.
Yeah, 2 comedy directors, and then you're like, why is this so fucking funny? Like, that's what we do.
Imagine a movie studio just, why is this so funny?
Why is this so fucking funny?
And they're mad about it. Why is this so goddamn funny?
I need serious, damn it.
You're fired. Get out.
It's like, well, what the fuck did you expect? We made 21 Jump Street.
We made 21 Jump Street.
We made the Lego movie. Like, what the fuck?
Like, what do you want from us? This is our thing. This is what we do.
I thought you just assumed that since it was a Star Wars movie, you'd take it seriously.
You'd make it like a Star Wars movie.
It's like, no.
It's like, and then there's what even is a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, what is a Star Wars
after The
movie?
Last Jedi?
Yeah, what the fuck? It's nothing.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's all rumors and stuff. There's been other stuff saying
we will find out when the Batman comes out.
Yeah, next year. Fucking pisses me off that movie's coming out. It's so long. I want to see it.
I don't think it's gonna blow anybody's. It might blow some people's minds. I don't think it's gonna be the game changer for Batman.
I don't think it's gonna be anything new with Batman. I think it'll be good.
Unless they
look really good.
Unless they go really far into the mental illness thing, then that could be really.
It could be because they've never really gone super full on into the Batman being a lunatic thing. I mean, Zack Snyder did it a little bit, and Nolan kind of like talked about it very briefly in like The Dark Knight. But I think if the entire movie is just like, yo, this guy's fucking off his fucking rocker,
that could be interesting.
You shouldn't like this guy. Like a Joker type thing where it's like you're kind of rooting for him, like you understand it, but you're like, this guy's fucking just lost his goddamn marbles. Like if it's kind of like that could be really neat and really interesting. I don't think it'll like change the world. I don't think it'll be the next Dark Knight that blows up and is like iconic. But I think it'll be a good movie.
There's a lot of movies coming out anytime soon that's going to change the world.
Avatar 2.
Oh yeah, that's going to change the world for the worse.
That's gonna close down cinema.
It's going to cause World War III right there.
Could you imagine that if a fucking movie about blue cats causes a war?
No, Cats almost did that. I feel like movie God. Cats. I know you forgot that movie existed until I just said it.
I feel like 90% of the population forgot that movie fucking existed.
I'm gonna be so happy when Avatar 2 comes out and it just doesn't do as well as I think it will.
I think we all say that, but I think 2 is going to do well simply just for the fact of people are going to go in going, what the fuck is this?
I think it'll make money. I don't think it'll crack $1 billion. Maybe it'll crack $1 billion.
Yeah, I don't think it'll crack $1 billion.
Maybe it'll crack $1 billion. Maybe. But that's it. Like, it'll crack $1 billion and not go further than that.
I really don't see people being invested in Avatar lore. Like, The first Avatar did well because at the time it was revolutionary. Unless he's doing some fucking mind-blowing shit that no one's gonna care about.
I heard the VFX house who's doing it. They're like, we're doing a lot of new stuff for Avatar 2. And I'm like,
what does that mean?
I was gonna say I don't know what that means, but they're like, we can't go into it. I'm like, are you doing new stuff or are you just saying you're doing new stuff?
They're probably saying that just to build up hype.
It's like, what else can you do that we haven't seen?
We're gonna project it into your brain.
Like you could you can make it more realistic looking, obviously, but that's as far as you can go. It's not like Interstellar where like we hadn't seen a black hole like that before up close. Like it's not something like that.
Right.
I mean, maybe.
But is that going to be the gimmick with all of these Avatar sequels?
I don't know.
Every time it's like, oh, there's something new coming. It's like, fuck off. Make a good movie.
You're making 2 and 3 back to back, so you can't have anything new really in between that. New technology doesn't come out between 2 movies like that.
Well, are they coming out like a year like apart?
No, I think they're coming out within the same year, but like a couple months in between.
Christ. That's such a pretentious fucking.
Like I think Avatar 2 is going to come out at the beginning of a year, and then the end of the year we'll have Avatar 3 or something. I don't know.
The Endgame and Infinity War of Avatar movies. I hope the second one like. It can make money, whatever. Like, cool. I'm all for movies making money, but like, if anyone goes in Avatar 2 and is like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, you're lying to yourself. All right.
I just love looking at the top grossing movies ever, and everybody talks about most of them except for Avatar. No one ever talks about Avatar.
Yeah, because it's like for the time, it was revolutionary because it revolutionized 3D, it revolutionized CG, but that's all people were talking about. They weren't talking about the story or the characters or the plot of the movie because it sucked.
Because like when you go back, when I look at it, you see Endgame, which obviously people have been talking about. And you see Avatar, and then you see like what is it? Titanic is number 3 or something. Like
Titanic's up there still.
People still talk about Titanic to this day.
Titanic's awesome. Titanic is a great fucking movie.
You got Infinity War up there, which people talk about still.
But see, that's the thing though. Titanic is a great movie. It's not that it was like technically like yeah, sure, for the time it had a lot of like cool new like techniques and stuff on how they were filming and practical stuff and whatever. But it's a great movie on top of that. Same thing with Endgame. Endgame had all these, awesome things, and it's a culmination of 10 years and all this stuff like that. But it's a good movie on top of that. Like you can have the most breathtaking new innovative technology all you want, but if you have a shitty movie, like no one's gonna care.
I mean, the top 5 is Avatar, Endgame, Titanic, Star Wars 7, Infinity War.
Star Wars 7, really?
Yeah, Star Wars 7 made a lot of money. And then Infinity War was number 5. So
yeah, and most of those are good, except Avatar.
Star Wars 7, I would say is pretty good. So
Star Wars 7 on its own is like a fine movie.
6 makes me a little mad that the 2019 Lion King is number 6. That makes me a little mad.
Fucking pisses me off.
And then we got Jurassic World, and then the first Avengers, and then Fast and Furious 7. I don't know why that's number 9.
That movie only made all that money because that was right after Paul Walker died.
Maybe.
That's the only reason, because none of the other Fast and Furious movies made that much.
I don't know. Then Frozen 2 is number 10.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So those are the top 10. I don't know. Just Avatar just seems odd up there. Also, it's kind of stupid that they re-released it just to beat Endgame again.
Yeah, that very much felt like an ego thing from James Cameron, where he's like, I have to be number 1.
And I'm sure they'll re-release Endgame when another Avengers movie comes out, and they'll just pass it again.
They'll do like the 10th anniversary of Avengers Endgame, like 10 years from now, and then they'll put it out in theaters, and then they'll make another $1 billion, and then it'll surpass Avatar 6 or whatever. But like also like it doesn't really matter. Like I don't really give a shit.
It doesn't matter.
But
what do you think the next
weird? Like
what do you think the next big like movie moneymaker is going to be?
I have no fucking idea. I don't know. I don't think Dune is going to be as big as people think it is. I think Dune is going to be a great film. It has a great cast and a great director, and I think critically, I think it'll do very well. But that doesn't seem like a type of movie that like people are like normal like moviegoers are like clamoring for and being like, fuck, I gotta go see Dune. Like I don't think that's a movie that like is a crowd pleaser type of like, fuck, I gotta go see Dune 6 times. I think people will see it, they'll go, holy shit, that's a good movie, and then they'll never talk about it.
Same thing with like Upgrade. People don't talk about Upgrade enough. I don't feel like
they haven't talked about it since it came out. That's kind of how movies. That's how movies. That's kind of the evolution of movies, where it's like back then it was like people treated movies as an event. They went to the theater. It was like an all-day thing. They like these were iconic fucking movies. People talked about them. They loved them. And then now it's like we have all these fucking movies coming out and nobody's talking about any of them. They
talk about them the day they come out. Because you'll have you'll have 30 YouTubers review a movie.
And then after that, it's like, that was a movie? What?
Yeah.
Like, and unless it's like a Marvel thing, like unless it's part of a big franchise, like no one gives a shit. So it's like,
well, if they said like tomorrow, like, oh, we're gonna make Harry Potter 9 or whatever, then yeah, people freak out about that.
People that would be the next like huge thing, probably. And I'm sure they will make it the Cursed Child movie at some point.
Maybe. I don't know.
Why
not? You want my fun fact of the day?
You have one?
I have two if you want. If you want a double dose going on.
Double dose.
One's a movie, kind of a movie fun fact, and the other one's just a random fun fact. So for my movie fun fact, there was a man. He lost his memory for 27 years. He had no idea who he was or anything like that. And one of the only things he could remember is going to see the movie Car Wash in theaters. If
the fucking Dr. Dre Ice or Snoop Dogg movie?
Yeah. This is the only movie he could remember. Only thing he could really remember was that he went to go see that movie in theaters.
That's such a weird, like, he didn't remember Star Wars. He doesn't remember Car Wash.
He doesn't even remember his own name. Like, he doesn't even know his own name, but he remembers seeing Car Wash in theaters.
Feels like something that would happen to me. It's like I lost my memory for 30 years. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But like the fucking like Samurai Cop man, like fucking A.
I saw the Meg. I remember that.
I remember seeing the Meg man, like fucking A.
I saw Uncle
such a bizarre like
I saw Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew. Fuck. If that was the only thing I remembered, I'd kill myself immediately. Like, I don't know who I am, but this thing is in my fucking head.
I think he said he remembered he hated a pizza place in Indianapolis and that he saw the movie Car Wash, and those were the only two things he remembered from the past 27 years or something like that.
What? That's so weird.
It is weird.
But that's so like oddly specific that I believe it. Like it doesn't sound like he's bullshitting. Like that's too weird of a thing.
To just make up.
Like it doesn't seem like, because if he said like, oh, the only thing I remember was like Scarface, it'd be like, well, that's a thing. He would probably just look that up. Who the fuck saw Car Wash? Like,
I'm sure nobody even remembered that movie until he mentioned it. I'm sure.
Yeah. Nobody's seen that fucking movie.
Yeah, he did learn his name eventually because they figured out who he was, but they found him and he was beaten up behind a dumpster. And he was like, I have no idea who I am. I don't even know how I got here.
How does nobody know who you are for 30 years? Somebody has to know who the fuck.
Because they thought he was dead.
His parents never like.
He had two brothers that were still alive, and he was lost in the 70s, and then they didn't find him till 2004. They thought he was dead.
What?
Yeah, nobody knew where. There's a 30-year gap where no one knows where he was, or what he did, or how he made money, how he lived, and nothing.
That's kind of cool though.
But yeah, he went missing in the 70s, and they didn't find him until like 2004.
That's kind of badass though. He just went off the grid for 30 years, and like nobody like fucking knew him or anything. Like that's kind of cool.
Somebody tracked down his brothers, and they were like, "Yeah, we thought he was dead." Like,
how did they like? Did somebody like that he knew see him and go, "Holy shit"?
No, because they put him on like national TV and stuff, and no one said they even knew him. Like related to, like we just saw him on the street. Nobody said anything about knowing him. But somebody did a DNA thing, and they went through a bunch of DNA banks, and they found he was related to somebody in like the 1800s, and they tracked their family lineage until they found these two guys that happened to be his brothers.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was nuts.
That's insane. Why isn't this a movie?
I'm sure it might be. It's fairly recent. 2004 is when he might become a movie.
That sounds cool, man.
I mean, you could make up a lot of stuff for stuff that happened in his life.
Exactly. He could have been a prostitute.
Like, how did he get beat up and behind that dumpster?
That's how the movie starts. It's on a black screen. You just hear like punching, and he's like, and then it cuts in, and then he's just being punched to shit. And he wakes up, and he's like, I don't know who I am. And then the movie plays out.
But I remember seeing Car Wash.
Yeah, no, he's getting beat up, and then the camera pans out, and on the marquee you just see Car Wash.
It's like,
and then next to that is the pizza place that he hated.
I don't remember the pizza place the name was, but he said he hated it, and it turns out no, it was some like that was the only pizza place,
fucking indie pizza place.
But it turns out they tracked down that he used to work at that pizza place, and that's why he hated it.
Fucking hate that place. I don't know why.
He couldn't remember why he hated it, but he said he hated it. And then like, oh, you used to work.
That's so weird. You can remember, you know that you hate it, but you don't know why you hate it.
Yeah,
that's a mind fuck, man.
He didn't seem to care who he was either. Like when they told him, like, yeah, you're this guy. He's like, I don't really care, honestly.
That's awesome.
Because he doesn't remember his past life. He doesn't remember his family.
He wouldn't care because he has no. If he doesn't remember who he was, he wouldn't have no emotional connection to these people.
Because for years nobody knew. Like they didn't know he had family around. And they're like, "Do you miss your family?" He's like, "I don't remember them. How can I miss them?" Like,
yeah, I mean that makes sense.
It's kind of sad, but it makes sense. Like,
it is sad, but like it totally makes sense that he wouldn't give a shit. Like,
it's also crazy to me that in 30 years no one was like, "Hey, I helped him out." Like because he was homeless for 30 years. Like nobody was like, hey, I gave him food or any, like I let him live in my place for a little bit or something. Like nothing.
He could have been like a criminal.
He could have been. That's what a lot of people were saying. Like maybe he was a bad dude in his past life, and that's why he got beat up behind that dumpster. Maybe, I don't know.
Fucking matter. He came out of Car Wash and was like, "Yo, Car Wash sucked." And then someone behind him was like, "Yo, I like that movie. Fuck you." And he's like, "Fuck you, you shit." And then he got the shit kicked out of him.
It was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg beat him up.
Hey man. I'm in that movie. Shizzle my nizzle.
And then my second fun fact is just a random fun fact. Do you know what the loudest noise ever made was? Yeah, you have a guess. Any guesses?
Probably a siren of some sort.
A siren of some sort.
I know the most annoying sound ever made.
Yes, that's from.
But I don't know the loudest.
The loudest. So there's a bunch of different interpretations of what you call the loudest sound. So the loudest sound ever made by a human, technically, was the Tsar Bomba, the biggest nuclear explosion to ever happen, because technically humans made the nuclear bomb. It shadowed windows 500 miles away. So let's just say this: if a bomb went off here, it would shatter your windows in Indy and further.
Why do we need bombs that big?
After that, they did the Geneva Convention or whatever, which says you cannot test nuclear bombs in above ground anymore. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
After that bomb, they were like, nah, no. People said they heard the explosion like up to 1,000 miles away. Like that's how loud it was.
Terrifying.
Imagine you're in Indy and you hear an explosion from like Colorado. Like.
It's terrifying because then the whole time I'd be like, what is that fucking noise?
Like, imagine like you're just sitting there and then your windows just explode and you have no idea why. Oh. And it turns out there was a nuclear bomb 500 miles away.
Fuckers.
So that's the loudest sound ever produced by a human. The loudest.
Are they paying for my goddamn windows?
Most of, I don't know.
Whoever, should.
If somebody's dropping a nuke here, I'm sure it's not a good person. So the loudest sound ever heard by a human was probably in 400 BC. A supervolcano exploded in Indonesia. It says that the shockwave from that traveled around the planet 3 times. That's how loud it was. So you would have heard it 3 times as it went around the planet. That's how. So
this one's just conjecture. We don't know for sure.
We don't know, but there were people in the area around 400 BC that could have heard it, but we don't. That's the leading theory of the loudest sound heard by a human.
Fuck.
But there's no evidence to prove that somebody did or didn't.
Are volcanoes usually loud when they erupt? I would just figure that it's like squeezing a pudding cup. Like it just comes out. Like it makes a noise.
If it's a violent eruption, it's basically a giant bomb just exploding out of the ground. The loudest sound ever could be the Yellowstone supervolcano if that ever erupts.
That's terrifying that could erupt at any moment and nobody cares.
I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, it just
no, but there has to be something we can do about it. There's no fucking way that there's just nothing. There's something in we have all this fucking technology. We can't do anything about this.
It's a volcano the size of Colorado.
That doesn't.
What do you want to do?
Get a giant ice cube. I don't know. We can do something. There has to be something invented by a human that could prevent that thing from killing all of us.
We can't even stop tornadoes, but you think we can stop a super
That's
volcano?
Bullshit.
Like,
what are we spending all this fucking money on?
To go to Mars to get away from the super volcano.
Fuck Mars. We're on Earth now. There's shit here that could kill us. Fix this shit.
And then another loudest sound ever on Earth was probably the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Or if you count the planet that hit Earth to make the moon, but that may not count because there was no atmosphere at the time, so there was no noise there was no medium for the noise to travel through. But if there was a medium, it would have been extremely loud because a planet hit another planet.
If there was no one around to hear it, did it make a sound? Anyway.
Exactly. That's the big thing. The asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, I'm sure dinosaurs heard it before they died.
Dinosaurs heard it, and they're like, holy shit, and then they died.
Yeah. But there was nobody around when that planet hit Earth.
Exactly.
And there's no actual proof that did happen. That's just a leading theory on how the moon was created. A Mars-sized planet hit the Earth and created the moon.
And then you have all those flat Earth fucks who probably don't believe any of that shit.
No. Only reason they believe that is because the moon is made out of the same material as the Earth, and they're like, okay, how does that happen? Unless it came from the Earth. So,
how does that happen? How the fuck do black holes happen? I don't know. It's space.
And speaking of which, the leading theory for the loudest sound in the universe is two black holes colliding.
I couldn't even imagine. That's the end of the world, isn't it?
No, black holes collide and morph together all the time.
They do?
Yeah. But if there was a medium for sound to travel through, it would kill you. The noise of it happening would kill you. That's how powerful.
What does a black hole sound like?
I don't know. They actually do have a recording of it because they recorded it from Earth. That's how loud it was. They could hear it from Earth. Yeah. But if you believe the Big Bang happened, the Big Bang is the loudest thing to ever happen because you can still hear it to this day, 13 billion years later.
We can.
Yeah. The cosmic background radiation or whatever, that's the remnants of the Big Bang. If the Big Bang actually happened.
What the fuck is cosmic background radiation?
It's radiation that's all throughout the universe, everywhere.
I can't hear any of that shit.
You can. The static on TVs, old TVs, that's cosmic background radiation.
I haven't had an old TV in forever.
Well, if you have an old TV and you turn it on and you get static, that noise is cosmic background radiation.
That's fucking scary.
And cosmic background radiation is the leftover noise of the Big Bang.
The world's a fucking scary ass place.
The universe is a scary ass place.
And we just go about living life as if none of this shit is going on. And it's like, this is weird.
So, yeah, there's your kind of multiple answers for the loudest sound ever.
That's fascinating.
It is fascinating, I think.